Oh, you know what I love?
Sports.
Love sports.
Sports. When
It comes to Texas A&M.
Where are you getting this information?
Let me tell you.
Welcome to TexAgs.
It's here. It's time. There's always a buzz in the air when you hit this moment.
He is a guy that has gotten better and better and better. He's just got that dog in him.
We will develop men, we will graduate players, and we will win championships on the field.
I think of him as this hawk. Before long, he's going to be swooping in on those quarterbacks.
Coach Elko's my guy, right? Like, I love him. I love Michael Early. Like, I think Bucky's going to be incredible.
It's football, man. And that's what Warriors do, and they don't want to sit out.
And this is a real program. It's not fake. This is a real place. And if you want to be really good at football, this is a really good place to be.
You know, if I'm betting on anybody, it's the Aggies.
And we start the show here on TexAgs Live. You all right over there,
Yeah,
OB?
I'm good.
Hey, Buchanan.
Nuño.
Good morning, buddy.
Good morning.
It is a good morning. Apparently, some folks had to fight through a little bit of traffic on Welber. We did not. Well, I didn't have to. You probably went to the gym early this morning.
I did.
Yeah.
So I was actually in the office about 6:45.
Yeah.
You know, we have a shower over there, so I took a shower.
Yeah.
Got.
Do you wear sandals in the shower like Bull Durham?
Yeah, I have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not putting my feet on the floor.
Sometimes I forget to bring them, and I put my feet on the floor.
That's just an athlete's foot disaster ready to happen.
Well, I already have athlete's feet because I'm an athlete. Used
Anywho,
to be anyway.
let's talk about Coach Elko, shall we?
Let's do.
So he had his show yesterday with our good friends across the street, Andrew Monaco and company. And one of the things that came up, I love when coaches don't run away from what's out there.
Okay.
Like narratives out there.
I agree.
And he was asked about overreactions in week one because that's what every fan base, not just A&M. I thought during the game there was a lot of overreacting going on from people who were texting me, right? And oh, by the way, if you've been on our thread, and it's okay. Like that's kind of you sit next to me, you know how it is. Like there's always an overreaction. And he says everyone wants to use week one as a gauge for if their team is good enough, but the reality is you don't know. I still remember 2020 when we played Vanderbilt in the opener, and the conclusion we should have pulled the plug on the season. 3 months later, we're in the Orange Bowl, finished fourth in the country. That is football.
It's true. And on the other side, I can remember sitting up in the press box at, what's it called, Williams-Brice Stadium up in Columbia, South Carolina in 2014 with Kenny Hill completing everything, and A&M knocks off the number 9 team in the country. Not just beats them, but just demoralizes them. And you're thinking Kenny Hill's a Heisman Trophy candidate. He doesn't even finish the year as the starting quarterback. Of course, part of that's because they had incompetent coaching. But anyway, did they finish 8-4, 8-5 that year?
Yeah. So you just don't know.
You don't know.
What you want to see is improvement week to week, and that can be in multiple areas. Look, if you're not good at a certain thing, but you make progress, like I don't want to say you are who you are because you're not at this point. But if you're really bad at something, you're not going to be great more than likely 3 weeks, 4 weeks into the season. But look, I'll give Buzz Williams credit. One of the things that I thought he used to do well, and I think Coach Elko will, is he would oftentimes diagnose a problem mid-season and fix it oftentimes.
Yeah. Took him a little bit longer than he should in some instances.
Sure. There was one year.
I got an idea. Put the ball in your best player's hands and let him just
Quentin Jackson?
Those two, Quentin Jackson and Boots Radford, and just let those guys attack.
Yeah. And if you remember that year, but this past year, they weren't very good at free throws. We're not going to make this about basketball. Sorry, Luke. But that year, they weren't very good at free throws. They became a pretty good free throw shooting team at the end of the year. So that's more my point is your story isn't written after week one, obviously, but I don't know if you're bad at something if you become great.
Fair. That's fair. I can't, off the top of my head, think of any incident where I saw somebody just look, god awful at something in the first game and got better. Because I think, like for Oregon, for instance, I don't know that they were ever really good against the run last year. Maybe I'm wrong, but I remember watching the opener and Ashton Genty running up and down the field on them. And now they weren't always facing an Ashton Genty, but I just don't think of them as being a strong particularly strong run defense last year. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yep. Another thing that Coach Elko says on the vision of the program. We talk very plainly in our building about going to the SEC championship game, going to the college football playoff, and competing to win a national championship. We have not backed away from that. I had to say it with a little emphasis since the day that I got hired. That's the vision.
Yeah, I like that. I suspect that all coaches that have been the coach here have been
Thought
similar.
that? Yep.
I don't think you ever go in and say, "Yeah, you know,
We're looking for 8-4."
yeah." But look, the difference is, I think not only does Elko have that vision and talks about it, I think he's putting in the all the work, the details, the demanding of his coaching staff. You know, if the previous coach had, you can tell that there was not a lot of demands on his coaching staff.
Yeah.
And maybe if he had made some more demands in the coaching staff, maybe he'd still be here. So, but he's not, and Mike Elko is, and I'm glad about that.
All right, so week 1, how do we feel about the play calling?
I felt good about it.
I felt really good. And how do we feel about the play designs? The reason I asked that is I watched Stephen McGee's film review with Zane, and when they went to the touchdown to Theo, that was a beautifully designed
That
play.
was so good. He comes over, you think he's going to throw a block. Actually, it looks like they're going to run right.
Yep.
And then, oh, no, they're going to run left. Okay, the linebacker comes crashing in. And he's thinking he's going to get hit by Theo.
But he looks confused at the same time, right? Like,
Yeah,
do
but
I go this way or that
Right.
way?
But he's thinking, oh, here comes the block, so I got to crash down. And then Theo goes right by him. And oh, by the way, Terry Bussey goes kind of deep, so in the right corner of the end zone, so the defensive back has to go with him. And there's nobody in the shallow flat except for Theo.
We'll ask Stephen about that to kind of explain it from his perspective. But that was a beautiful play. And again, let's remember some of the things we were talking about last year as we look at this year. Where is the improvements? That play may have been there last year. I don't remember right now, but I remember people like wondering about play calling.
Right.
The play calling this past weekend was fantastic.
I thought it was. Look, one of the things, we talked about this the other day, one of the things that I was really impressed with, and it was just a 15-yard completion to Theo, down to about 5. And he's wide open. But one of the reasons he's wide open is that Marcel took a couple of steps to the right. And because he's such a running threat, the defense has to react to that. Yeah. And it just cleared up some space. And so you're using his skill set in ways to open up things that maybe not be, that dramatic. But it's just the little touches, the little nuances that can, make a play really successful.
So would you believe that somebody, a national personality, has A&M on upset alert this weekend?
Huh.
Now, when I tell you what they said...
Okay, what did Joel Klatt say this
It wasn't Joel Klatt. It was talking like a coach talks. It wasn't like, I listened to what he said, and he said something, and I'll tell you exactly what he said in a second, but what he said was, it sounded like a coach talking to his team,
right,
as opposed to, I really think they're on upset alert.
Right, because they just had a big win, or they looked really good against UTSA and feeling really good about themselves, but you got Notre Dame the next week, and so you're thinking more about Notre Dame next week and what you did last week, and you come in with a big head, and you just...
Gene Chizik, by the way.
Yeah, that was coach.
And I'm listening to him, he goes, I'm going to put A&M on upset alert. And I heard it, I was like, upset alert, what, bruh? And I actually said, bruh, out loud. Then he explained it, and it wasn't like he thinks that they're going to lose this game. Right. He was more saying, if I'm their coach, and I know Coach Elko is a great coach, X's and O's, culture guy, if I'm their coach, he is telling them, guys, do not be thinking about Notre Dame, thinking about this team. They've got some players on this roster.
Yeah, they have a lot of players on the roster. I don't know how many of them are actually good, but they have probably about 105.
Yeah. Interestingly, when I went through their roster, and Nuño's notes will come out later on today, but I went through their roster. I didn't recognize as many names as I recognized at UTSA.
Yeah. And a lot. They're like New Mexico.
South. North.
Northwest.
And 2.0.
A bunch of guys from New Mexico.
And A&M played New Mexico not long ago, right?
Yeah.
I feel like 2 or 3 years ago with Bronco, right? Or am I wrong about that?
No, not with Bronco.
No, they didn't.
I think, what was his name? Rocky
Yeah.
Rocky. What was Rocky's last name? I want to say Calmus, and that's not true because that was the Oklahoma linebacker when they won the national championship. Rocky. Why can't I think of his name? Oh, it'll come
Rocky
to me
Long.
later. Rocky Long.
Thank you very much.
So it was Rocky Long.
Who needs it more this weekend, OB? The answers are simple when I throw these out
Okay.
at you, okay? Michigan or Oklahoma?
I think Oklahoma needs that game worse than Michigan.
100%. Luke Evangelist right there.
I would agree.
I just said 100%. That's why I pointed at you. Yeah, thanks for listening.
100%.
100%.
Because Oklahoma has to
They got to prove they can win a big game with this
They're gotta
coaching
prove
staff.
that they really are quote back.
Bryce Underwood, freshman. Now they need to be better than they were last year. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I think this game is bigger for Oklahoma than it is for Michigan.
I'd agree 100%. 100%.
All right.
Luke.
Here's another one
And
for
I'm
you.
not lying. I agree 100%.
SMU or Baylor?
SMU or Baylor. I think
Let me tell you why I think it's hard to say this one, because I don't know if Baylor's any good, so does it matter?
I think Baylor needs it worse.
But I don't know if they're any good. And if SMU
Does it matter in the Big 12?
No. But if SMU loses
Mm-hmm.
when they just went to the playoffs to a team that I don't think is very good,
Playoffs.
they need it.
They do need it, but I think SMU proved last year that, well, SMU didn't prove. A lot of teams proved last year that if you're decent, you can struggle in non-conference and still be a championship contender or
Yep.
even a champion in the ACC. Clemson. Clemson lost to Georgia in the opener bad, and they lost to South Carolina,
They got in.
and then they still got in because they won the ACC. So that's why Baylor just needs to show that that they're not going to be just a stat game
But
for
if
the
they're-
opposing offenses.
If they're 0-2, does Aranda survive this season?
Um,
I mean, he'll survive 0-2, but that's just a sign of things to come.
Yeah, if they need to, again, Baylor can move the ball, but I don't know if they can stop anybody. And Aranda being a defensive coach, that's surprising.
All right. I think this one's easy as well.
Okay.
And this is one that I would put on upset alert.
Okay.
And I think
upset alert.
Alyssa Lang, and not that I think there's going to be an upset for the record, but Alyssa Lang called this one. I agree with her.
Okay.
South Florida.
Who needs it more?
Florida.
Well, of course, Florida does.
Nobody's expecting anything for South Florida.
Right.
The only reason people are bringing it up is because South Florida beat Boise State last week.
Yeah,
But is Boise State any good?
We don't know, but South Florida looked pretty dang good.
They did.
But yeah, look, when you're playing, if you'd have said A&M and UTSA, who needs it worse? It's obviously the favored team, the big SEC team.
Yeah.
Because if you lose as UTSA or if you lose as South Florida, you're supposed to. In fact, if you just don't get embarrassed from a national perspective, they'll say, "Oh, look, they went out and did a good job."
Yep.
So
Hey, this is TexAgs Live.
it is.
We are presented by David Gardner's Jewelers.
We are
We're in the Rollo Insurance Studio.
Jackson and Jason and
And the guys.
and the guys and women.
The 2 J's. Better than the 3 J's.
Does he have a second son that's involved? I think he does. I just don't.
The
I
whole,
don't know his name.
the whole Rollo family is involved, okay?
I used to, cover the team of his father-in-law.
You've told me, You've told me that.
Oh, Jim Bird down in Troop
And we are currently hanging
in
out
Groveton.
at the Holistic Planning.
Cool zone. It's even cooler than usual with this.
Yeah, so first off, thank you, Josh. New chairs.
Yeah.
They're quite comfy. It's very relaxed. I feel like we should do multiple segments from here.
I think we should just do the whole show right here.
Okay.
I know we won't. But
No, we won't. But this is very comfortable. Like
Yeah.
it's just a chat between friends and the audience.
This is the way it's supposed to be.
And by the way,
Even though I kind of think our setting over there, because we always want to say, hey, you want to be like talk to a guy at the bar. So I think we ought to make it look like
we
a
should
bar.
make a bar section.
Yeah. Just make it look
The
like a bar.
side studio that we're building, maybe we made a bar section. And have me there who doesn't drink. That'd be great.
But that's okay. We have all our sponsors that provide spirits, and we can just have it all on tap.
By the way, this hour also has a name.
Yes, it's the Go Hour. It's brought to you by the warehouse at CC Creation.
That is correct. And what else do we have
If
for
you want to talk to us and be a part of the show, either calling or texting,
Maybe you should be the host. You're good at this. Go ahead.
well, you can contribute by calling the Buppies Catering and Bartending.
Don't forget about the bartending.
Oh, I'm never going to forget about it. We're going to open a bar. The bartending hotline at 979-693-1150.
This is a very relaxed, not forced segment. That's what people want. Especially one poster in particular. Not a forced segment, just kind of relaxed. Just we're chilling.
In fact, next time I'm going to be so relaxed, I'm just going to be barefoot.
No, please don't do that. You just told me you had athlete's foot. I'm out.
Because I'm an athlete.
Bro, get those bunions cut. And
I got athlete ankles, athlete knees.
by the way, speaking of Buppies, well,
let's speak of him.
I'm sorry to the audience. You're not going to be able to partake in the food, but they're bringing us some food again.
And you know what? They brought us some last week, and let me tell you, it was amazing. And I'm not, I like food. I got to admit.
Yeah, you do.
And
I can confirm.
it was so amazing that after lunch, I sneaked some extra.
Oh, I did too.
And I took it home and had it for dinner.
Yeah,
and it was still amazing.
I might have given the twins a little bit of food because
I wouldn't have even told them.
the dessert, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's how good he doesn't like. He doesn't like dessert, and yet he doesn't eat dessert, and yet
I had dessert.
You splurged.
I did. All right, let's go around the room and say hi to the people left to right. Did I say it's the Go Hour presented by the Warehouse at CC Creation? I don't think we said that, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, well, good. Just confirm it. Nick, did you know that I said that?
Yeah, I did. You did say it.
Okay.
Actually, I said it, but
okay. I forgot.
Well, it's your hour, OB.
That's when you said, "Oh, you should just be the host." Or something.
Oh yeah. I don't know what I said. I don't pay attention to myself, bro. Tell us something, Nick.
Happy NFL kickoff day. I know OB's going to be tuned in. Maybe hate watching, maybe not. I don't know.
What if they're good?
Yeah, you don't know.
What if?
Yeah, what if I win the lottery?
What if?
What if?
You'll still do this show.
You know what? I might.
I think you would.
In between tampering.
Yeah.
I'm going to tamper my ass off, man, if I win all that money.
Just like, what's his name from the Clippers? Ballmer?
Yeah. I'm going to tamper.
Yeah.
Just understand. They're going to call me the tamperer.
I'm glad you used ER and not ON. What else do we have?
Well, to make that Aggie related, there's 26 Aggies who made the 53-man rosters, 16 in the AFC, 13 in the NFC. In the AFC, let's see, who do we want to highlight? Jake Matthews, Devon Achane, Christian Kirk, Myles Garrett, just to name a few. And then in the NFC, Mike Evans, of course. Donovan Wilson will be playing tonight, along with Braden Mann and Kenyon Green for the Eagles. And it's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. Another guy, loads of fun. This guy does research during the show like no other. I've never seen a guy look at numbers and emails and text messages like Luke Evangelist at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center.
Thank you for that compliment.
I don't know if it's a compliment.
I was.
You might be on Bumble. You might be doing. Is that still a thing?
No.
Okay. Sorry to make it awkward.
I was researching something for basketball, but we're not going to make it about basketball.
Of course he was. Of course.
We can make it about volleyball, who has another top 25 showdown tonight with number 21 Utah.
Ooh.
It's at 7 p.m. on ESPN2 if you'd like to tune in.
Yes.
Jamie Morrison and the Aggies had 2 ranked wins in the regular season all of last year, and they're looking for their second in just 2 weeks this year.
Now, is that game in Salt Lake City or is it here?
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City.
Okay, then I'm not going to attend.
No, but you'll watch.
I'll watch.
ESPN 2?
I need to go.
Can you go back and forth, Cowboys and Aggies? Yeah, you can.
I'll probably be in a good mood watching the Aggies and a bad mood watching the Cowboys.
Hopefully so. That's
And,
it? That's all you got from me?
my work
I
here's
do hope
done.
to see Braden Mann play a lot tonight.
He's a man.
He's 40.
You could also see Aggie soccer play on the road tonight against SFA.
Undefeated?
They're undefeated at
Undefeatable.
7:30. Undefeatable. No TV channel for that, but you can listen on the radio.
Well, we see him play the Lady Jacks.
You can hear them play.
You can hear them play. You can visualize what the goal scoring that they'll be doing.
Yep.
Let's hit a break, OB.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so we've already talked a lot of food,
Yeah.
but I'm going to make you talk more food.
Well, my favorite food,
Is
1775 barbecue.
Huh. How do you say 1775 backwards?
I don't know.
5771?
Well, but that's not 1775. That's just the numbers.
I was just testing.
Yeah,
you.
okay.
Sobriety test.
Everybody knows that the best barbecue in the world is Texas barbecue. And then when you get the best of Texas barbecue, you get it at 1775. You know, just right down the highway. You're heading toward Snook. You don't have to go all the way. fact, you only have to get that close. Just keep looking for it on the left.
Unscientific poll. I saw Mrs. Jernigan, Tristan's mom, asking about barbecue
I saw
recommendations. And look, there's a lot of great barbecue in town, and there were several ones that they brought up. But the winner in my unscientific poll was 1775.
Well, I know that Marcel Reed's dad, Roderick, whatever. He he sent me a message last year saying, "Hey, I'm going to go try it out. You've been talking about it." And then he messaged me back and said, "Okay, you told the truth."
You're right.
It's amazing.
By the way, their dedication earned them a spot in Texas Monthly's top 100 barbecue joints. Call them up, 979-492-6241, or check out the website, 1775txbbq.com.
It's really good.
And we're back. It is TexAgs Live. Sorry, I got to go back relaxed.
Okay.
Yeah, not forced. We're back here on TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We're in the Rollo Insurance Studio, and it's now time during the Go Hour, presented by the Warehouse of CC Creations, for the Heisman Watch, brought you by the Shurtleff Law Firm. Hunter's a friend of our company, and we trust him with our legal needs. Call Shurtleff Law today when you need a lawyer for your business or personal issues. All right, my friend, let's start off with number 5, a guy that I don't think you were high on before the season, or maybe I'm wrong.
I'm still really not.
But he had a good performance.
But here's my take. Again, look, a guy like John Mateer throws for 400 yards and about 4 or 5 touchdowns for Oklahoma, but he does it against Illinois State. That doesn't mean anything to me. I've saw Nick Starkel light up New Mexico. You're supposed to do that against lesser opponents. So my focus is always on what did you do in big games, and then, of course, a reminder that it's going to change every week. But I put Carson Beck, number 5, on my list. You know, he wasn't flashy, but he did have 2 touchdown passes in that 27-24 victory over, at that time, number 6 Notre Dame. Connected with Malachi Toney for about 28 yards. Then C.J. Daniels actually helped him out. But what Heisman Trophy winner didn't have somebody help him out? He had that beautiful one-handed touchdown catch from 20 yards out. So overall, pretty pedestrian, 20 of 31 passes completed for 205 yards. But again, it was in leading his team, or at least helping his team, to a victory at that time over a top 10 opponent. That means more to me than a lot of stats against a nobody.
The next one could be rising up that list himself.
Yeah, Lenora Sellers, South Carolina quarterback, you know, for him is a relatively pedestrian performance in that 24-11 victory over Virginia Tech, who I don't think is very good, but at least they're a Power 4 team. Lenore's 12 of 19 for 209 yards, had that big touchdown pass late to Nick Harbor with 7:42 to go. It was 64 yards. So he had that big play. Also had a 15-yard touchdown run. We expect to see Lenore Sellers do stuff like that. So I don't think Lenore Sellers did anything to hurt his Heisman campaign. But he's going to have bigger games than that, and he will.
All right. Number 3, I don't expect him to stay on this list very long, but congratulations, young man.
You got to put him on, don't you?
You do.
Tommy Castellanos from Florida State, you know, he talked a big game, and then he played a big game against Alabama. Numbers aren't great, but sometimes it's not all about numbers. It's about, you know, what you did and the big plays you made.
How you inspired your teammates.
Yeah, so transfer from Boston College, completed just 9 of 14 passes, but it was 152 yards, and he rushed 16 times for 78 yards. He had a 40-yard completion on a drive for a touchdown and a 64-yard completion for a drive and another. Then, you know what? He led Florida State 2-10 last year to a victory over Alabama.
Number 2 on the list. I think this might be his first time ever on the list.
Ever. And you know what? I'm going to tell you this. I hope he's going to stay on it. I don't think he will, but I hope he does. And number 2, I put Haynes King, the Georgia Tech quarterback. Seriously. He was spectacular in a 27-20 season open victory over Colorado, another Power 4 team.
If I remember correctly, he struggled to start that game, right? He had a couple of issues early in the game, maybe an interception and a fumble, and then he got going. Look, he passed for 143 yards and rushed for 156. I mean, that's almost 300 yards of offense, 299 maybe. He had touchdown runs from 4, 17, and then with 1:07 left in the game and the score tied, he had a 45-yard touchdown run. So it's not about being a great quarterback. I've always said it's not about putting up big passing numbers. It's about moving your offense. He moved his offense. He did it with his arm and his legs. Obie, let's look into the future. 2-3 weeks from now. Your list consists of Haynes King, Connor Wigman at Houston, Marcel Reed at Texas A&M, Max Johnson just goes on a tear at North Carolina. Just imagine that world.
Imagine that. Zach Calzada.
No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Well,
he might get benched.
Hey.
And I love Zach, but
give us 2 weeks, and if A&M's 3-0, there's a good chance Marcel Reed will be on there.
Speaking of Zach, last year, Kentucky beat Ole Miss.
Yeah.
They played this weekend. Come on, Zach, get another big one.
I'm going to be rooting for Zach.
Me too.
And number 1 on my list, again, not a huge game, but it was Garrett Nussmeier of LSU leading LSU to a 17-10 victory over Clemson, which was what ranked 3rd?
Mm-hmm.
So, or 2nd even? I don't know. They were in the top 5. Anyway, he completed 28 of 38 passes for 232 yards. He'll do a lot more than that. He'll have some games where he'll double that. And he had a touchdown in a 17-10 victory over Clemson. 28-yard touchdown, completion to Aaron Anderson, who's really good.
God, he is so fast.
On the game-winning drive, and he threw a touchdown pass to Trey'Dez Green to win that game. He also had what appeared to be a touchdown pass to Berrien Brown from about, 30 yards out, maybe a little further. And
that's the one that was negated.
It was ruled that he didn't complete the catch. I don't know. I don't know if he did or not, but I think you go out and have a good game against a highly ranked team. That means more to me than stats against nobody's.
Let's hit a break. Our QB1 is in the house.
Okay.
You're familiar with Stephen McGee's game?
I'm familiar with him. I saw a lot of it, his game.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have him here on the program. After that, Swope is going to join him. Brazos Running Company, your local Aggie-owned, operated specialty running store with an outstanding selection of running gear. They have all the shoes you can imagine, from Brooks to On to Hoka, you name it. They've got it there. And they're going to help you find the right shoe that fits your needs. When you go there, they'll put you on a treadmill, not a hard workout, nothing like that. But they'll look at your gait. They'll see, okay, I think you're a heel striker, you're a toe striker, you're a midfoot striker. They're going to get you the right shoe so you don't get hurt. Because when you have a lot of tread on your shoes, you start to break down. And they want to make sure that that does not happen. They sell Vuori, they sell Duck Camp, they have Turtle Box speakers, they have Stanley Cups. It is the Brazos Running Company, located at Century Square below the Star Cinema Grill in College Station. Check out the Brazos Running Company. Little Zach Bryan for you. It's TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Rollo Insurance Studio. Time for our weekly conversation with Stephen McGee, our QB1 and your financial quarterback at Paragon Financial Advisors, helping you call the right plays for your financial future. Mr. McGee, hello.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
We're well. I'm very much engaged in the push-up competition and OB celebration.
I agree.
Are you
the pitcher of beer through his teeth?
Are you the Mr. McGee Prince was singing about in Raspberry Beret?
I'm not familiar with that one.
You don't know the song or that lyric?
Either.
He said his boss was Mr. McGee.
Okay. Yes.
Maybe it's your dad.
Maybe it's probably my dad.
This is what I've learned about Luke. Whatever competition you present him, he'll say, yeah, we'll eventually get to it. And then years go by and he'll never
So
do
what
it.
you're saying, he
Deflect.
was lying.
Yeah, he's a deflector.
It's a great personality. He doesn't ever say no. He doesn't ever hurt your
But
feelings.
he doesn't say yes.
Yeah, and he does it with a smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not gonna say yes, and he knows deep down it's a no. But he makes you feel good about the no.
Billy tried to get us to do like a jujitsu thing, like with him putting me
Grapple?
Yeah, I think it started with Billy.
An on-air grapple?
No, it would have been upstairs,
What radio
just for
needs.
fun. Put me in the seatbelt, and I have to get out of it. It would have been great. It would have been fun.
Ooh, like a little Houdini?
Yeah, a little Houdini.
See, I'm here for this. Like, I need this stuff in my life. Like, I need a little distraction.
I'm thinking about Bo Holder doing the leg wrestling in the lobby of the hotel at SEC Media Days. Now, you're the next guy that's going to do something like that.
Better than Bo Hurley. Is that what his name? And over the top?
Bull Hurley.
Bull Hurley.
Bull Hurley?
Kind of looks like Broniger.
Bull Hurley. You've never seen Over the Top?
It's a arm wrestling movie.
What?
An arm wrestling movie.
Are y'all messing with me right now?
I swear to God,
Or
Sylvester
aren't you?
Stallone. During the height of his career, during the Rocky movies, he made one about arm wrestling. It's fantastic. Timeless.
No
Classic.
way.
Yes.
And the
Never heard of it.
the antagonist is a big burly guy like
Bull Hurley.
Broniger. Bull Hurley.
This is one of the greatest movies ever. Yeah, Bronny's in it.
Do you think Bronny would get dominated in arm wrestling?
Yes.
I feel like he would.
I think Bronny's a big old strong guy.
Against like real arm wrestlers? Yes. Against us, he'd destroy all of us. Maybe not you, but he would destroy us.
I feel like he would.
He's here. Let's get him in here to.
Is Bronny here?
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah,
haven't
let's,
seen him.
let's
He's
see a
working upstairs.
Bronny versus McGee arm wrestling. Put it right here on.
9 minutes into the segment, not
Okay.
one football thing. Go
All
ahead.
right, let's.
All right.
Yes,
All right.
This is what we do.
Push-up competitions, arm wrestling.
I think people would
beer
enjoy
guzzling
that.
through your teeth, no hands.
That was 40 years ago. I learned it from my friend Jerry Gumbert.
Can I tell you one last thing about Over the Top? The best part of the movie is that when he was in a real competition, like not just a normal, when he was in a real one, he'd flip his hat, and somehow that gave him the power, like He-Man power, that's how he'd win.
It's like Samson.
It's like Popeye eating his spinach.
Okay.
And he was strong to the finish.
I hate that I've missed it out. Missed out
Well,
this
I'm
long
sure
in my
you can
life.
find
it. Can you imagine my wife allowing that? I mean, we get to watch one movie a
Wait.
week. It's like,
Allowing? What? Who wears the pants in your house?
hey, let's not get it wrong. I run around in my house. I don't run my house. I do what I'm told.
All right. So tell me how you feel about A&M's performance on last Saturday, during the game, what you were thinking, and now with a little reflection.
I thought it was a really good first. I mean, the first week you take with a grain of salt. It's like watching practice to some degree. You're working out a lot of kinks, getting into rhythm. Slow starts, almost fully. I would expect, especially offensively. You think the most disappointing thing was giving up the touchdown at the end of the game for the backdoor cover.
I agree.
Like, what are we doing? We're running 10 dog.
I'm like, coach.
20 seconds left in the game, single high man, and the dude threw a dime. Why was that guy on the bench?
Yeah.
Coach,
He threw 2 good throws.
you want your fans to be contributing to this NIL fund. You got to help us out a little bit.
Yeah, there goes your NIL dollars. All 20 of them.
From a Marcel perspective,
Yeah.
how did he look with his progressions just throughout the game?
Yeah, I thought, several of the downfield throws, one thing I really loved was that he was ripping it. Like the dig route to, I can't remember if it was Craver or Concepcion, but he started to the left and he worked back and hit the 17-yard dig cut versus cover 2, right? So just high-low in that backer. But it was the authority of the throw, right? The confidence that, hey, like I'm ripping it in there, right? And I love that. Like that was, in my opinion, a huge step forward. There were, like any quarterback, look, you're not going to have a perfect game. If you're Peyton Manning, you're going to look back at the film and be like, gosh, I wish I would have hit this one. There was a couple.
Or Arch Manning.
Or Arch Manning, certainly. Uncle Rico on his third down throw. What was that? What was he doing?
He was trying to complete a pass, man.
Do you think Peyton taught him that? Can you imagine what Peyton was saying when
he kind of looked like Mahomes-like, except, it wasn't complete.
Exactly. Like, hey, don't be the Nebraska kid, the wannabe. Yeah, look, I saw a lot of really good things. And just like every other quarterback in the country right now, look, it was against UTSA. They're terrible, right? I want to see it. They're not terrible, but compared to SEC teams, they're going to be bad. And that's the bar here, right? So I expect them to dominate. I want to see more. I want to see him do it versus a good defense, but it was a step in the right direction. And dadgummit, it's great to see we have some playmakers on the edge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, how would you like to have Concepcion and Craver to throw to?
Well, we would have thrown it to him. We only have one out there at a time.
How would you like those guys blocking for you as you ran that option?
Oh, yeah,
they were doing some hellacious blocking downfield.
They were. Yes, those bubble screens, they were getting. I mean, that's where the explosive plays come. I would have loved to have seen them roll blocking on some reverse out option.
So I know they did not try to establish the run very much.
Yeah.
Okay. That being said, having receivers that get open like that and having the ability to have a quarterback find them, what is that going to do when they do try to establish the run? Usually you think about the run helping out the pass game, but I think both are going to help each other out.
Yeah, exactly. But the big thing is, look at Arch Manning. He struggled. No one's really talking about how their wide receivers were blanketed throughout the game. Sure. If we flash back to last year, we put a lot of pressure on these quarterbacks and said, hey, they both struggled last year, but it is so difficult to play that position when you have no separation, right? You're pulling the trigger and the guy's blanketed. That's hard, right? And in this game, what happened? You got separation, right? Those defenders on those bubble screens were softer because they're worried about, the dig route and everything else. So it opens up the easy completions, and you got explosive. And that's a big deal for a quarterback, right? And so, yes, they do thrive off each other. But every time we had an explosive in the pass game, especially on those bubbles, what are they doing? They're bringing in a guy in the box, trying to slow up the run game. Ball's out. Now, all of a sudden, you got to pick your poison.
Right.
And so knowing that you have a threat on the edge now is going to force defenses into some difficult decisions that they don't want to have to make, right? And last year they didn't have to make that. They were completely comfortable playing single high press man. These two guys will make you think differently about that.
I saw a couple of plays. I talked about this earlier where they moved Marcel, like sometimes even two or three steps to one side to force the defense to move and then create some space. How often did they do that for you? And then
Stop.
I did that with a straight face.
I know you did.
And tell me why that's so effective. And why it was effective for Marcel and why it was effective for you.
Yes. The answer is yes. Yes and yes. It was effective, OB, just like it was for the Tice Tigers.
I'm like David. I'm saying, tell me why. And you said the answer is yes. I don't think that fits the question.
But I ask you why, Stephen McGee.
Why ask why?
All right, let's hit a break. We'll come back. Buy, sell, hold. Brought to you by Paragon Financial Advisors. All right, when it comes to preserving your farm and your ranch's legacy, it's not just about capturing pretty stories. It's about telling the story for the future generations. And that's what Heritage Films does with their new product, Farm and Ranch Films. They understand what really matters, transferring the values that you built your operation on to the generations that are going to inherit it. Chance McClain is the founder of Heritage Films. He's done an amazing job with it, and he loves to tell people stories. He's told many Aggie stories. I talked to him on Monday, and he was telling me about all his clientele. He's like, all the Aggies call me. And that's a conversation we've had many, many times, which is why he's been with TexAgs for so long. But another reason, that it just tells you that Aggies care about their story more than most places, right? Everybody cares, but we like to have it told. And I think you should have it told. You're not promised tomorrow. So have your farm and ranch story told. Have your dad's story told. Have your grandpa's story told. You can do that at yourheritagefilm.com. Yourheritagefilm.com, 713-893-8341, 713-893-8341 is Heritage Films.
All right, guys, let's talk about some new partners, Aggieland Hydration and Injectables. They're Aggie owned and operated. They are an mobile IV hydration company that was founded back in 2024. I met with Sheldon and Danny over the last week, and they're awesome people. They really know what they're doing. They're proud to serve Bryan College Station with awesome services like IV hydration, Botox, and even some weight loss options. Whether you're looking for a quick boost of hydration or dehydration preventative, they can tailor an IV cocktail specific to your needs. And on a busy weekend, I know some of you guys might be partying a little bit too much. If that's the case, an IV can be one of the easiest ways to ensure you're receiving all those necessary vitamins and minerals that make you feel better. Their overall mission is to bring a more personalized and accessible wellness option to the broader range of clientele here in the Bryan College Station and Brazos Valley area. To book an appointment or inquire about it, just call them up or text them, 979-217-1561. Again, it's Aggieland Hydration and Injectables. Check them out. It's our friends at Aggieland Hydration and Injectables. Zach Top here for you. Time for a little buy, sell, hold, brought to you by Aggie-owned Paragon Financial Advisors. If you want financial guidance that truly puts you first, visit paragon-adv.com. Gentlemen, we're going to do...
Look how skinny I was.
Is that Olin on the left?
Yeah.
Holy, you're taller back then, too.
Can you imagine?
Oh, I've actually shrunk as I've got...
You look like 6'5" there.
No, I was about 6'2".
Okay. Look at that guy.
Son.
That guy at the club in Tyler? Oh, my.
No, that's still in high school.
That's still high school.
I'm probably 17 there.
I bet you could hit a disco. I bet you took over the dance floor, didn't you? Huh? Yeah. Those pants are
bottoms, did you
on
do that?
fire.
Those were considered dress pants back then. I forget why I had to put those on, but, it was, 40... Probably about almost 45 years ago.
You're like Travolta in Staying Alive, right? Like I feel like that's Saturday Night Fever.
No,
you got a little bit of that.
No,
You're the ageless wonder, aren't you?
I was never that popular. No, not as popular.
But you could dance, I bet you.
No.
Oh, you're right, probably. Now that I think about it.
Even though I discovered, two-stepping later, and that's how I met my wife dancing. So, if anybody wants to see pictures, I'll show you pictures of me and my wife together, and then all y'all can just shut up because who won?
You won.
All right. So there you go. Scoreboard.
Scoreboard. All right, guys. QB performances, buy, sell, hold. All right. And I picked 3 good ones.
Ooh.
Okay. You got to. So no Arch, no, no Clemson situation.
We're just going on the actual performance from that game.
Well,
or are we projecting
quarterback performances in 1 week that you project for the season?
Okay. Do I believe that's who that's going to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 1 on the list, Tommy Castellanos.
Okay.
They shocked Alabama 31-17, and he threw for 152 yards and rushed for 78 yards and a touchdown. You've got our guy Haynes King, 27-20 road win over Colorado. Rushed for he threw for 156 yards and 3 touchdowns, including that 45-yarder.
Yep.
And then Carson Beck. Look, I know he didn't play against anybody major, but Notre Dame was major. Excuse me. He played against. I was thinking of him at Georgia for a second. Against Notre Dame, he completed 64% of his passes, 205-yard and 2 touchdowns in the game.
All right, that's the easy one for me. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm buying FSU all day.
You're buying Tommy Castellanos?
That guy is a problem.
Okay.
I really was impressed in that performance. And if you can be that dynamic, every snap, the defense is threatened by his athleticism. And he can spin it as well. Carson Beck, an unbelievable talent. I'm going to hold him. And I think he's going to cost them some games. I think he misses throws. He can spin the football. If it's just routes on air and it's a pregame show, arm talent, he's going to win it every week. Haynes King, I love him. He's the kind of guy I want on my football team. I think he's going to be a great football coach one day. He's just so limited. And in that game, he's gutsy. The chances of him lasting 12 games the way he plays football is so difficult, but he misses throws.
You don't say.
You don't say.
We know.
Trust me, I've lived it. Buddy. I love Haynes King, and I enjoy watching him pull out gutsy performances like last week, but I would have to sell him. Where are you going, OB?
Almost. I'm just going to flip one. The guy I'm buying is Carson Beck. He had 205 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. I figure that's what you're going to get just about every game. There may be one game where he's going to go really off and have 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, and maybe one game where he's not even as good as he was. But I think that's who he is.
But against the Notre Dame defense, that's pretty good.
I think that's who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hold Castellanos. How am I saying it wrong?
They say Castellanos.
Castellanos.
I don't know if he's part of my community.
You think he listens to Bad Money?
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Rotten Rabbit.
Why wouldn't he?
So I'm gonna hold on him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna sell Haynes. And I'm rooting for the kid. Not only did he play here, I thought he was a stand-up guy.
Yep.
Really good.
100%.
And he's an East Texas guy. Longview Lobo. And I'm always partial to the beast from the East, but I just don't know that I'm going to see 3 touchdowns. And quite frankly, there's going to be multiple games where he's going to have 2 or 3 interceptions.
You know who I'm buying right now, though, after 1 week?
Who's that?
Marcel Reed.
I hope. Josh Hoover, TCU.
Man, did he look good?
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Gosh, dang, that kid can spin a football. Decisive, balls out quick, making tight window throws. I'm telling you, watch out. And in that conference, they could be a problem.
Let me ask you this. OB, I don't think was as impressed as I was. CJ Carr from Notre Dame.
Doesn't pop off the screen from a talent perspective, but I was incredibly impressed for a young guy on the road, tough environment, rain.
Yep.
Made good decisions, protected the football, wasn't late in his progressions, was accurate, didn't hold them back at all. I don't think they're going to win, a title this year because of quarterback play, but I don't think he's necessarily going to keep them from doing some things that they need to do.
And then Julian Sayin?
Very impressed. Very impressed. Again, young guy in a big-time environment, first week. Texas has a good defense.
Yeah.
And I thought he threw the ball really accurately. Wasn't overwhelmed by talent, right? Again, it's very similar to CJ Carr. But I thought they both made good decisions, protected the football, made accurate throws, allowed their teams to move the chains. That's a big part of playing that position, right? Take away the negative plays, turnovers, and sacks. And I thought both of them did a good job of that.
They did. They did that.
We don't have time. I was going to ask you about Arch. Just 10 seconds of Arch.
I think he's going to be a really good football player. He made some big-time throws. He struggled, right? He made some bad plays. Don't sell him yet.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you. Well, you're still sticking around because we got Swope coming up next, brought to you by Duck Camp. OB, thank you, sir. When we come back, we'll do that. Stephen McGee and Ryan Swope on TexAgs Live. And we're back. TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. McGee and Swope, Ryan Swope in studio with Stephen McGee, brought to you by Duck Camp. Whether you're gearing up for a hunt, a fishing trip, or just trying to survive September in College Station, Duck Camp's got you covered. Check it out at duckcamp.com. Built for the outdoors and designed for everything else. Speaking of built for the outdoors, you're ready to go.
My man. There isn't a safe dove in Brazos County right now with Swope. Duck Camp, he's going to be hiding in the bushes. Hey, you know it's a big week, right? Big week.
Is it oh, it's the beginning.
Dove season. Friday.
Yeah.
What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's
Friday.
Hall of Fame Day. Duck Camp tuxedo for Swope's induction.
That's tomorrow. Wow.
It is.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Like like, what is his speech going to be? He could go a million different ways.
No idea.
I've urged him to go up there and say, "You're welcome," and then walk off.
That would be fantastic.
Do you think that would be well received?
I think yes, I do. At least by TexAgs.
I mean, he's the GOAT, man.
Have you thought about, have you started writing stuff out or?
I've been piecing something together.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be legendary.
Do you remember when you got the call that was going to happen?
I did. Mike Evans called me. It was pretty cool.
That's right.
Yeah. That was, I don't know, 3-4 months ago. So pretty cool deal. Also, obviously hearing it from him, he's already there and he's the GOAT. And he reached out to me and filled me in. I was pumped, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So we're going to do some celebration this weekend. We'll have a good time.
I
can't wait.
I will say, honestly, all of us at TexAgs are blessed to know you, man. A Hall of Famer at Texas A&M. And you're on the show every week, so appreciate that.
I
we love
appreciate
Steve
it,
McGee, too, by the way.
GOAT.
Hey, before we get into some real football talk, something disturbing happened at the break.
Yes.
You offered a challenge to Ryan Browninger.
I did.
You said, I will do it on the air. I will arm wrestle you right here. Obi went and delivered the message.
Yes.
And like in Game of Thrones fashion, it got to him, right? And he responded with, I'm not a puppet. I don't do what you ask when you ask.
Meow. We don't know what he does. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? I mean, do you agree? Like, what is Bronny even doing back there? The meatloaf. Now, Ma.
I mean, it'd be great content, and it would be a good challenge.
Do you think I could take him?
Yes, dude.
I don't know,
I've
dude.
seen him at the gym. He's pretty strong.
He is kind of a...
But he's also like, this is my issue with Bronny. He changes his workout every 3 weeks based on what Dr. Mike Israetel says on YouTube. Every 3 weeks. Oh, Dr. Mike said this. We got to change it.
Yeah.
You got to stick with the plan, bro.
He could be a head case, right?
Yeah.
He could be a head case, which could work in my favor. But he's also probably on like...
He's all arms guy.
He's probably
though.
taking testosterone, isn't he?
Yeah, testosterone.
He's probably juiced
sits
up.
in there, bench presses all day.
I just got my results the
curls.
other day. I'm feeling good.
What, you got your testosterone?
I get it checked once a year, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're. I bet you're high. You're a high T
I'm
guy.
not as high as I'd want.
What are you at right now?
Low, high 700s.
Ooh. Because it's all that grappling.
I think so.
Just generating natural, T levels. I bet. What do you think Swope is?
Oh, he's in the 800s for sure.
Swope is like a 900 guy.
Yeah.
Natural T.
30s. Well, he's easy in the 970.
Yeah, to go across the middle against Bama and come up the way he did, you got to have a lot of T in your body.
Yeah.
Right? Because normal dudes would just lay there and act like they're hurt.
What happened this segment?
What are you guys talking about?
I have no idea.
What is going on?
All right. So we'll start off with wide receivers review. I assume you give it your stamp of approval week 1.
100%. Oh, man, I think these guys, I'm excited about them. I think they're electric. Obviously I feel like we've been lacking speed, right, over the last 10 years. And I feel like these two guys, really 3 guys, are going to be difference makers. They can stretch the field vertically. They can create a lot of uncertainties, mismatches, and then having 2 of them, they're both going to complement from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to go eat, essentially. You take advantage of your opportunities and, beat man coverage and win. So I'm excited.
You've been excited. You were excited before the game.
I was.
He called a shot.
Yeah.
And they've lived up to it. I mean, they really have. I was incredibly impressed. KC Concepcion, obviously a guy that had a ton of success at NC State. They handed it to him. He caught it out of the backfield, did returns. I mean, did everything, right? He's kind of like an Anais Smith, and saw all of that on Saturday. And then Craver, obviously productive against us, and a guy that just made it happen. And I guess the question now is not, are they good? It's, can we be that good and consistent versus good teams that are coming down the pipeline? They're going to have a good challenge against Notre Dame, right?
Yeah.
And so staying healthy, right, is very important. And, getting through these games again, Utah State, not saying it's a trap game necessarily. They don't have anywhere, close to the ability that we're going to have. But Utah State, they're tough. I mean, they're not like a. Do you remember Bowling Green last year?
Of course.
I mean, that was a dogfight.
26-20 win, and we were like in the last, like, how did it get so close?
Utah State can be that if you allow. Like, if you come out and you're just not clicking, you're not in a rhythm offensively, right?
We almost got beat by them. I think my freshman year.
Dude,
like 6 points.
These aren't games you
But
just like walk.
You know who their
through.
coach is, right? Bronco Mendenhall, who's
yeah.
a legit coach.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't want to like push past Utah State and act like they don't exist. They certainly do, and they can be a problem, but you just have to think that their ability to match up against the quality of athletes that we have across the board, not just receiver, running backs. Like that's the one thing I felt not great about offensively was I want to be able to impose our will. Even if they're in single high defense, I want to be able to run the ball. With all these guys back on the offensive line and 18, 19, 20, good, right? I mean, everybody on our team can run the football. Dadgummit. Like, I want to run the football.
Yeah.
And I want to feed Moss. Like, that dude,
Well,
he's gotta go.
were you okay? He got 3 carries. I think it was 19 yards. And at least I thought coming into this game, just bringing him on slowly so he's ready to go Notre Dame game. So I would hope his volume this week goes from 3 carries to closer to 10.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long season. I think I'm not worried about a run game. I think we found what worked in that first game, which was getting Marcel, getting him all kind of on that RPO and just hitting his guys and feeling comfortable, and they kind of just stuck with that.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what we do if we bounce back and start punching the ball in and giving it to Le'Veon. I'd love to see him carry the ball 20, 25 times a game and do what he does. He's a force to bring down, man, and I love watching him tote the rock.
So I want to go back to wide receivers for a moment. I believe it was KC on Tuesday when asked who's the fastest wide receiver. He kind of paused for a second. He looked around. Ashton Bethel-Roman. He only had a catch or 2 in that game, but really nice catch, by the way. So if he's your fastest, and you saw what they look like with Craver and KC, and oh, by the way, Terry Bussey too, like the group overall, not just the 2 transfer additions, the group overall is significantly upgraded.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, in this league, having depth is huge. I mean, you've got to have 4 or 5 guys that can go out there and make a difference in a game. Because it's a long year. There's injuries along the way, and so obviously having that depth is crucially important. Man, 7 looks fast on that punt return. I mean, he moves, he gets going, and he stretches the field. And and I saw that in practice too. The way that they finish in practice, I could tell that they had some, a whole lot of potential and upside. So, seeing speed on the field is refreshing for sure.
Well, along the lines with special teams, the fact that Terry Bussey also, like, he didn't have the touchdown, but he had a couple almost breaks, right? Like and that was an area of emphasis for Coach Elko. He's like, we got to get better special teams. And we saw it for 1 week.
As much as it pains me to talk about special teams and admit that it exists, right? Yeah. It's the often forgotten third part of football. It does matter a lot. And I can remember, I forget if it's Jimbo Fisher's last year or second to last year. I think it was his last year, where we consistently got beat in special teams in the field position battle, right? There's hidden yardage, right? It's the extra 5-7 yards on a kick return or on a punt return. That matters a lot. If you just look at the statistics of where you start an offensive drive, your probabilities of scoring go up exponentially with every additional 10 yards you get. Like, it's staggering. And so it's a big part of the game. And then your ability to punt well and so place the football, hang time, all those things matter. I hate talking about it because me and field goals and everything else, but
it's a part of the game, though.
It will win and lose football games in the SEC. There is no doubt about it, in my opinion.
I agree.
How much special teams did you play?
My freshman year, I did it all, and I was on the field goal team. So
no way, on the edge.
I was on the edge, man.
God, that's a precarious
punt team, punt return.
Yeah. You ever feel like your knee was gonna get like
all the time?
I
was on the end, man. I always just to step in and seal the end guy, and then put my arm out.
Dude, I squint every time.
Freshman year, man, I did it all. Had to earn my way, man.
How concerned defensively were you guys about what we saw UTSA able to do on the ground? But it did stop. I always have to qualify it. It stopped, but
that backdoor cover, man.
God, 10 dog.
We were watching it together.
One more time, like
we lost a little cash on that.
Like 2 dog, like do something, like
oh my gosh,
like prevent, like
that one hurt. That one hurt.
It hurt bad.
It hurt
like
so
all
bad.
The defenses that I would have called in that moment. I know they're probably trying to get looks, but like I would have been in prevent.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't.
Yeah.
20 seconds. 10 dog. allowing the that's what
I know.
want.
We were in man coverage.
Defensively, though, for the other 4 quarters, I'm a little nervous.
Me
to
too.
be honest with you.
About which part?
Tackling.
Tackling.
So the same issues last year.
I came away from the game thinking I was pleasantly surprised with pass game. Like the things I thought I wanted to see or were concerned about going into the game, offensive pass game, defensive pass defense. I felt really good about our ability to run the football and stop the run with our front, and I came away the opposite.
Yeah. It kind of felt like Bowling Green. Was it Bowling Green that ran the ball on us? How many rushing yards did they have on?
They did, and they also had that tight end that just ate us.
Right. It kind of had a similar feel to that. But yeah, we just got to tackle. We got to tackle better, swarm to the football,
contain
the run.
Yeah, the touchdown was a misfit, though. I mean that the second half one.
Angles, like all that stuff matters. You're going to have to make tackles on the back end, but look, Notre Dame's going to be a problem because what are they going to do, especially at home? They're going to run the football. They got 2 really good backs.
They got the best back in football.
And no offense to the kid at UTSA. He's good. He's a good football player, but he's not SEC good.
No, he's not Notre Dame good. No.
Yeah, and
these guys.
He was gashing us. What is Jeremiah Love? That dude's a freak show.
That's why I was surprised they didn't give him the ball against Miami.
I know. They really did.
Doing?
They were
I don't know. That was a weird game.
But by the way, Robert Henry last year against Texas did rush for, I think, 70 yards. Luke, does that sound right? On 10 carries. So the guy is a good running back.
He's a good running back. There's no doubt about it. Like I don't want to act like UTSA doesn't have some good players.
They do. And they're coached well,
yeah. But like dadgummit, like we're just, to Swope's point, just make the tackle. I mean, football comes down to fundamentals. We can make wide receiver this really difficult position. What does it come down to? 2 things. Get open and catch the football. Same thing on defense. Make the tackle. Just be in position. Have your hat where it's supposed to be. If you're contained, have outside shoulder and make tackle.
You know what's surprising about last Saturday was that I expected A&M to run and for UTSA to try to pass. And both were the opposite. A&M didn't try to run, and UTSA really did not try to pass much. And they're a passing offense.
Yeah, which credit that to our back end. I mean, they made some throws. They hit us in the slot a couple of times on those little inside slants, and they got the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly. I think that's one of the biggest question marks I have is, can we get after the quarterback each week, rushing 4? Or are we going to have to create pressures and bring a 5th and or do other looks that could potentially expose us on the back end, right? I hope that we can get home with 4. I didn't see that. Granted, like I said, UTSA was getting the ball out pretty quickly, so it's hard, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So this week, where are steps that'll make you? Because by the way, you talked about Utah State being a trap game. I was listening to Gene Chizik this morning. He said it's a trap game, but not in that sense that he thinks A&M's going to lose. But you don't want to start thinking about Notre Dame, right? So what do you need to see from A&M to make you feel better heading to South Bend?
I just feel like it goes back to tackling. We just need to, little things, get back to the basics, tackle, swarm the football, create turnovers, just get back to putting pressure on the quarterback. I think if we put pressure on the quarterback, I don't even think we're talking about a trap game. We should be able to blow out this team by, 30, 40 points. And
you would take.
But if we put pressure on the quarterback and we create turnovers and we tackle and, play Texas A&M football.
He was sacked 6 times last week, Utah State's quarterback.
Well, it's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
That's a good start.
Except on this show, when I bring up points like that, it's always the opposite the next week. Literally, everything I say, Peyton Thorne is the worst quarterback ever, throws for 380.
Exactly.
Right? Like
breaks records.
So
don't curse us.
I don't know how much you watched of the Texas-Ohio State game. Did you watch any of it?
Yeah.
Stephen brought up that the receivers did not get very open. What was your perspective of that, the offense?
Texas receivers? I just think Ohio State's got a really good defense.
Yeah.
I think they're stout, they're talented, they're fast, they're disciplined, they're coached well. So you throw all that together, you create a problem for Arch Manning in the back end. He can't really see his guys getting open. I think that D coordinator is really smart, and he had them figured out.
Dude, he did. It's a culmination, right? Like there were opportunities to make plays, like the crossing route on 3rd down or 4th down that he missed, that everyone's comparing to Uncle Rico, like that for instance. But that is multiple things. It's like, hey, you're pressing as a quarterback, right? Instead of just taking what the defense gives you and just saying, hey, I'm content hitting the check down. We're not putting up yards, but they're taking away the back end. Like, that's what great defenses force you to do.
Heck yeah.
And then it's like, we're not moving, and I feel the pressure. And then instead of just making an easy throw, he's made a million times in his life, he does something awkward. That's what good defenses do to a quarterback, though.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important, to Swope's point, of getting pressure on the quarterback. It affects him. And it can, like, after 4 quarters of that, you're like, dead gummit, man. Like, we have 90 yards passing. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And it just forces guys to try to force the issue and not just take what the defense gives them. The coaches
you
try
lose
to hammer
confidence.
that.
Yeah, you lose confidence. You don't get anything going.
And guys are complaining on the sideline, like, hey, throw me the ball. You know, they're always open. And sometimes you just got to be the quarterback and leader. Like, no, like, this is that, like, where I'm going to take my 4 or 5 yards, and we're going to keep trying to put together a long drive.
Did you feel like he was, like, real conservative on his game calling?
Yeah. There wasn't, I mean, granted, there was some shot. I mean, like, the end, remember that whole shot?
Yeah.
I mean, like, those type of throws that Arch made, like, make you think, man, he can be a player. I'm not saying he played well. He struggled. But that's Ohio State's defense.
Last thing, what you guys think of Belichick's debut?
rough outing.
Get the girlfriend in the press box. What is she doing on
She's
the
talking to him
I
during the game.
saw that, bro. What is she doing?
Could you imagine?
What is she doing?
This is Bill Belichick.
That was in the middle of the game, dude. What's going on?
Have we lost it?
If my wife just walked in mid-segment and say, honey, like, what?
Get her in the press box now.
Hey, I will,
God,
I
what a
will
bad
give
look.
credit where credit's due. TCU, watch out.
I love that Hoover kid, dude.
Yeah.
That
And I was
kid can
happy
throw-
for Max Johnson.
I was too.
Me
Pretty
too.
cool story.
Hey, that is brother.
And he throws his touchdown to his brother. I think it was
That's
9
awesome.
of 11, had the touchdown
Dude was
pass.
slinging
Good
it.
for Max, man. Happy for him.
Gentlemen, thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, man. Really
That's
appreciate
awesome.
it.
The Hall of Famer, Ryan Swope. All right. Right now, if you're looking for a reason to move back to Aggie Land, or you already live in Aggie Land and need a new job, a new opportunity, check out the Association of Former Students. They bring Aggies together for awesome events. And if you want to be a part of that situation, you can. They have the premier alumni association and the oldest organization supporting Texas A&M in support of that Aggie network. And they're going to play a part in every Aggie story from Howdy to here. Don't miss opportunities to help out the association with Howdy Socials, Aggie Ring Day, class reunions, Aggie Muster, and everything in between. Join a team that exemplifies those Aggie core values of excellence, integrity, leadership, loyalty, respect, and selfless service, all in support of that worldwide Aggie network. If you're interested in joining the team or sharing with someone that would be a great fit, please visit tx.ag/association jobs to apply and get more information on each position. It's the Association of Former Students. And Pass It Back Day coming up next Tuesday. And we're back, TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. Time for Around College Football, brought to you by Milliken Reserve, a College Station community featuring homes, trails, farms, wide open spaces with a mission to build a healthy community around nature. Take part in the Milliken Reserve community with a Conservancy membership. Learn more at millikenreserve.com. We go to the Buppies Catering and Bartending Hotline. That's where we find AT, Aaron Torres. Aaron Torres online and Fox Sports Radio. Aaron, good morning, buddy. This is there he is. What's up, buddy?
I'm here. I've been just sitting here all day, just waiting for this phone call.
Sitting in your bathroom, huh?
No, I'm in my home office. No big deal. Yeah, we have an extra room just for work. Yeah, we're big time over here in the Torres household. No big deal. No big deal. What's up with you, man? How you doing?
Hey, buddy. I forget what you tweeted, but I gave you props on Twitter. There was something you said. I was like, that's very true. I can't remember right now, but you know. I don't always get on Twitter, but when I get on Twitter and I see Aaron Torres takes, I like them. So I actually start with the College Game Day game this week, Michigan and Oklahoma, Mateer versus Underwood. Give me some thoughts on this game. OB and I had a segment where we did who needs it more. I think it's obvious it's Oklahoma who needs it more. But I do think Bryce Underwood and Michigan need to show something.
Yeah, I would agree with you and OB if you both agreed that Oklahoma needs it more. Listen, I've heard other people say this. I think there is something to it. I think this year is about basically proving that Bryce Underwood can be, what a number one overall quarterback in a class looks like. And I think that's an interesting conversation this week based off the Arch Manning stuff. But I think this year is about establishing, is he more in that Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams camp of, a guy that could eventually, in theory, potentially lead you to a national championship? And I know Caleb Williams never won a championship, but he was pretty good as a college quarterback. You get the point. I don't think there's as much on Michigan, especially on the road. But listen, with Oklahoma, everything's built for this year. I mean, the defense, to its credit, was good last year, but then counterintuitively, the offense needs to be productive right now. That's why you not only hire a new OC, but a new OC that can bring a prolific quarterback with him. So it's definitely, it's not just because it's the only top 25 matchup this weekend, but it's definitely the most intriguing matchup because obviously I think, again, let me put it this way. If Oklahoma doesn't win this game, it's hard to imagine them having the season that they need to have for that fan base to be happy. And so my guess is that we see a fun game, but I do agree with you and OB that there's a lot more at stake for Oklahoma on Saturday than there is the Michigan Wolverines.
AT, we're going to work our way to A&M here in a moment, but I just had McGee and Swope on, and we talked about Bill Belichick's debut. And I'm not surprised that they lost. I thought TCU was the better team going into it. When you have 70 transfers to a program and it takes a while to learn the Belichick system. But some of the theatrics that we saw during the offseason showed up during that game. What's your takeaway from Belichick's Tar Heel debut?
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually kind of felt the opposite of what seems to be the consensus. The consensus seems to be, college is different. He's in over his head. He's not invested. His girlfriend has too much control, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't really know that I saw that. I mean, first of all, 70 new transfers, and let's be honest, we know who not 70 new transfers, but 70 new players, but we know who the impact transfers are. And frankly, you follow recruiting. I don't know how many of those guys North Carolina got as much as they just got guys that fill spots and bodies and stuff. But I also think when you have 70 new players to a new coaching staff and new system, it's going to take time. And I do think a lot of what went wrong on Monday is fixable, especially on defense. I mean, they gave up like 8 yards per carry. The corners were getting cooked. They were missing tackles. And I just feel like whatever you think about Bill Belichick, I mean, the fundamentals are never an issue for his teams. And so I think if all of a sudden you block and tackle better, and all of a sudden you look at the schedule and you realize that even by ACC standards, that's a pretty bad schedule. No Miami, no Florida State, no Louisville, no SMU. I still think there's a lot of wins to be had on the schedule. And I think, kind of good for them. They do play Clemson here in a couple weeks, but I think they're actually going to be largely off the national radar, the national discourse and conversation for most of probably, frankly, the rest of the season. And so can you get things fixed in practice? And I still think this is probably a 7-8 win team. And I think, is that something you can build on in the offseason? Because at some point when you're paying Bill Belichick $10 million a year, you do expect college football playoff appearances and things of that nature. But it was ugly. I'm not going to lie. We all watched it. I don't feel like I had the take that most everybody else had, because I think most everything, especially on the defensive side of the ball, is pretty fixed.
Aaron, last week we did a segment on sometimes you're just not good in the SEC. You can be an excellent head coach, but you're maybe not an excellent head coach in the SEC. Kind of like being a manager of the Yankees potentially, or there's certain places it just doesn't work. I wasn't thinking Kalen DeBoer at that time. I'm starting to think maybe Kalen DeBoer is that guy. Maybe he's got a little Brian Harsin in him. What do you think from a fit standpoint? Why is it not translating so far for Kalen DeBoer in Alabama?
It's a great question. As far as the fit thing, first of all, I'll say this, and, I don't remember if you remember our conversation for last week. I thought Florida State could keep it close. I didn't think they were going to win. I didn't think they were going to win by double figures. And I'll give Kalen DeBoer a pseudo pass. The Gus Malzahn offense, your best defensive lineman was out for that game. But it's not an excuse. And why I don't think it's a fit so far, I just don't even know what their identity is. Why is that happening? I don't know. But basically, some nights the defense is lights out. Go back and see what they did to LSU last year. Some nights they're getting run all over like they were last week against Florida State. Some weeks the offense is super efficient. Some weeks it isn't. DeBoer and Ryan Grubb are supposed to be these offensive savants. I don't know what they are on offense. I know you guys had a game to cover. You probably didn't get to watch this one super close, but, ran the ball early, then completely abandoned the run. So I think the reason it's not working is because they, 14 games in, they haven't identified who they are, what they're about, whatever. But I think the bigger picture issue is the same problems keep popping up. And that's why I'm not very optimistic that it's going to get turned around. Because one, you spent 8 months telling us that things were going to be different than last year, and the team looked exactly the same as they did against Oklahoma, Vandy, et cetera, last year. But then, two, I'll also say this. I've been a critic of Brian Kelly at LSU. His team looked really good. Tennessee may have upgraded a quarterback with Joey Aguilar. All of a sudden, games like that, we'll see Oklahoma. By the way, everybody loves to criticize Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze's team looked pretty good. But that's the other thing with Alabama is not only did they look awful on Saturday, I think some teams and some games that we just had checked off as auto wins even 2 weeks ago now don't feel that way. So this is a big picture thing, and I'll be real. I don't think it just gets solved with a week of practice. I think these are big picture issues that have kind of popped up year over year, and I'd be a little bit concerned. I would be a little bit concerned if I was them.
Talking to Aaron Torres here on TexAgs Live. AT, we're running a little bit long. What'd you think of A&M? I don't know how much you got to watch of that game against UTSA, but I'll just give you a brief description. They passed the ball extremely well. Their wide receivers were great. Defense showed some issues early on and midway through, but then they cleaned it up. Bam, take that and run.
Yeah, I didn't watch a ton of it, transparently. And I do wonder how much was working on certain things by design, knowing that, hopefully everything goes well on Saturday, but then after Saturday, it certainly gets much, much tougher starting next week in South Bend. Listen, I think you saw largely what you wanted to see. Again, to your point, 24 points allowed, almost 400 yards of total offense. You probably have a lot of stuff that you got to get cleaned up defensively. But listen, that's Mike Elko's area of expertise. And that's something that I believe will get fixed over time. So I will be honest, I think the defensive effort to me, especially kind of in the pass game, I know they didn't give up a ton of big plays necessarily, but the pass game, the run game, the ability of UTSA to move the ball on the ground, I think those are small picture concerns that I guess what I would say is I'm rambling, but I guess what I would say is I'm going to wait until post Utah State to be really worried or really not worried about A&M. Like I said, given the opponent, you would have liked to see a little bit of a better effort, especially defensively. But listen, you shut out Utah State this weekend and you hold them to 180 yards of total offense. All of a sudden, you can kind of write off that UTSA game really quickly. So I think This week is about, obviously, you don't need me to tell you this, it's about getting everything right because obviously things ramp up quite a bit a week from now in South Bend.
30 seconds or less, AT. Concerned about Texas this year or not?
I am. And I'll be super quick. I don't think Arch Manning's that guy. And I think if he was that guy, he would have been playing last year, let alone this year. And I'll just say this very quickly. If you can't go into Ohio State and win that game, why should I believe you can go into the Swamp and beat DJ Lagway, go into Athens and beat Gunnar Stockton? And if you can't do that, then you got issues. If you're 9-3, plus some other games, yes. Short answer, yes, I'm worried about that.
AT, great stuff, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Have a great afternoon. Thank you.
You too. There's Aaron Torres on the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline. Appreciate his time here on the program. We'll hit a break here. When we come back, Jim Turner returns to TexAgs Live. So we changed up the format a little bit. We're going to Q&A with Jim Turner. And then on the site, if you're a premium subscriber, you can get the complete film breakdown of the offensive line. So we'll do that on the other side. Twin Liquors, Texas family owned since 1937. Your local home for wine, spirits, and good vibes, where you can celebrate every sip. Twin Liquors is here to help you for all your moments that matter. Take advantage of simple online ordering when you order at twinliquors.com or your cocktail fixings and wine delivered with DoorDash or Favor. Have you shopped the deals of the week at Twin Liquors? Every Thursday, a fresh selection of items are offered to a fantastic price. Shop these deals in-store or online. And did you know Twin Liquors not only has an excellent selection of wine and spirits, but they also host in-store. Visit twinliquors.com/events to find that event near you. Again, it's Twin Liquors here in the Bryan-College Station area. Hey everyone, David Nuño and Olin Buchanan and OB. Typically we start off the show in this section and we call it the Holistic Planning Cool
The cool zone, yeah. It's pretty cool.
What do we know about holistic planning?
Well, a lot of cool stuff. For instance, holistic planning can help you with your investments.
I love that.
They can help you with your taxes. So
I don't like paying taxes.
You can get that money from your investments and they keep it, they'll help you keep it away from the government.
Yep.
Not all of it, but more of it. And then they'll even help you with your estate planning. When you're old like me, you got to make sure some of that money you made is there for when you want to retire and just enjoy the rest of your life.
You want your estate to be planned, but they also do something else.
Yeah, well, if you are like, say, a sports fan and you've always wanted to...
Everybody watching us, right?
Yeah. And you want to always dream of being an owner, well, in a certain way you can because they will broker the deal for you to invest in pro sports.
Yeah, what you need to do is check out investinprosports.com. That's where you can get all the information if you want to invest in a team. I don't know what team. He'd probably try to buy the Cowboys. I try to buy a lot of the Houston teams. Whatever it may be, investinprosports.com. It is holistic planning, and we love hanging out at the Holistic Planning Cool Zone.
All right, guys, it's time for our weekly conversation with Jim Turner, and that is brought to you by our QB1, Stephen McGee. Obviously, the line's got to protect the quarterback, and he's our QB1 and your financial quarterback at Paragon Financial Advisors, helping you call the right plays for your financial future. Here's my convo with Jim Turner. And he's back for another year of TexAgs Live. Jim Turner, the coach, joining us here to break down all things offensive line and just football in general. Coach, how are you?
Good. How you doing? All right?
I'm great.
Good.
So before we get into what we saw last weekend, how was the UFL experience for you?
It's been great. You know, I wanted a chance to watch my son play his high school football. And when I was done with the Bengals, you know, I asked Mike where he wanted to go to high school. He said, "Oh, I want to move back to College Station." So we brought him back here. He's been at College Station High School. Couldn't be happier. Great staff over there, and you know, just excited to get a chance in the UFL. It's given me a chance to work in the spring and watch his games. So he plays football and hockey. So I've been able to watch him play football and hockey every year for the last 4 years. So
that's awesome.
That's been great. And this year I'll get back in. So after this season, I'll get back in major college or NFL, wherever I'm a fit. So.
Well, you're always a fit here on TexAgs. What did you see from the line? I want to talk about the offensive line when it comes to the running a game, because they didn't seem like they tried to run too much. And we saw Le'Veon with 3 carries, Ruben with 5. So what did you see from the run blocking in that short period?
Yeah, and you see, you know, like it's almost like, you know, that first game, it's really hard as a line coach, right? Because you want to gel, you know, and I could see the frustration probably in the line coach during the game because you're just not popping any runs. And, you know, and then on the other extreme, right, as an offensive coach, when you're watching UTSA, they're popping runs.
Mm-hmm.
So from where he sits, it's a very frustrating game, but I understand, like, they're not whipping everything out either. Like, they didn't run any counters. I didn't see one counter run. They don't run their pin and pull in that game. And they didn't put Le'Veon on it. They didn't hand him the ball until it's late in the second quarter. And so there's a reason for all of that, right? So they had an angle. I don't know what that angle is, but they had an angle of what they wanted to do in this football game. And the number one thing, of course, is you got to win the football game. You don't know that prior to the game, but the odds are really good when you're playing a team like UTSA or when you're playing a team that's coming up this week. But at the same time, you know, we've all been around long enough to see that these games can go down, you know. Like the big play from number 7, the punt returner and the receiver, he's just an incredible player. You know, he turned the game around like that, you know, and then the Aggies played the way that you thought they would play. I just know as a line coach, just watching the line, you know, getting those 5 guys to gel. I know they all played last year, but getting them to gel in a new season, you know, it takes a lot of work and takes a lot of reps. And so in the first game, sometimes it's either there or it's not. And it wasn't there in a total gelling way. So I'm sure he's going to want to get to that because God knows that they gelled last year.
Let's talk about the line in pass pro. Marcel had time. He looked good.
Yeah. I think both of their tackles, Zune and Crownover, both of them are good players. You know, I'll show a couple of clips here with Crownover and just his set and the angle of his set. He ended up in a confrontation with one of their defensive ends, a good player he was playing against. And the player got hurt. You could see that at some point in the game. And so, you know, and just the angle of his set, because he had to hold the guy on that play. And but in general, they both played well. In pass protection, I thought just straight drop back pass is really good. The play action pass is going to need some work because just like in the run game, just gelling in play action pass takes some technique and some fundamentals because you're starting the play as a run, okay, and you're selling a run, and at the same time, you know, you have to once you declare after your third step, it's a pass now, and everybody knows it because they can see the quarterback has the ball. So your run sell is real important to get the linebackers to bite, because the throwing lane is usually right down the middle. And but I'll show a couple things there where they can tighten that up a little bit as well. But overall, pass protection was good.
All right, so the fact that UTSA was able to pop off those runs, anything jump out from a coach's perspective from the defensive line and the misfits?
Yeah, like you can see, like on the long run, okay, you know, York is going to fill in the A gap, and the other linebacker, Zero, he kind of like, he's in the other A, but you see him peak. And so it was a dive play. It's a dive play. It's called duo in the NFL. And and you watch the play, and you can see where York's going to get down and fit it. Now, you can, as you watch him, he should have made the tackle. Right? He knows that. But in reality, okay, what happened on that play is the other linebacker, zero, he peeks across. He comes across the guard, and when he does, the running back on those plays, they're not like, he's not reading defensive linemen on the block. He's reading open grass. So you tell the running back, hey, you have the A gap to the B gap to the C gap. If there's open grass in there, hit the grass. And then you tell the lineman, move people off of these spots. And you always tell them on all these gap blocking plays, you tell the running back as you're coming downhill, if you peek the backside A gap and it's ever open, you can take it. But if you take it, you're on your own because we're not blocking for that. And I'll show that blocking scheme here in a minute. But he saw it and he took it and he went to the house with it. So very dangerous on the backside of those plays for that linebacker to peek over the top. And he did. And it's a great lesson for him, of course. So early in the season, so there's going to be these deals.
And then Utah State, have you watched any of them? What do you remember about Bronco Mendenhall from your coaching days?
Yeah, he's a great coach. He's an animal, and his teams play like that. Obviously, and I've heard you talk about this already. The odds of them winning the game are slim. Okay, but at the same time, I know every game that I went into, just at my position when I coached in these games, back in 16, 17, 18, they're brutal games as a line for every coach, especially the head coach, of course, but they're brutal games for you because you want to dominate, but a lot of times you don't.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, a lot of times you don't. And they're going to throw the kitchen sink at you because they're going to do everything they can. These are game-changing games for these teams. So if they come in here and beat the Aggies, it would be a huge game for them, right? So they're going to come at you with the kitchen sink, and so they're going to show the line a lot of different stuff. His team will come ready to play. I think he's an excellent coach. So it'll be a good ball game at the beginning, and it should work itself out.
All right, I'm going to actually close with one question before we go to the film breakdown. Notre Dame, all right, that Miami game, did it show you anything that piques your interest from an A&M perspective, or maybe they also didn't try to run the ball very much?
No, and I think that's what cost them in that game, right? I think they have one of the best running backs in the country,
Mm-hmm.
and for them, in a game like that, like when it's early in the season, I think you're playing like it's different, totally different, obviously, than the Aggies because the Aggies are playing teams that aren't at the same level as them, and so like when you're early in the season and you're playing another powerhouse, you got to throw all your punches and try and win that game. And so, to me, for them not to dedicate to the run, I think really hurt them in that game, because like when they come in here last year, you could see they really dedicated to the run. They ran counter out of 12. They ran their zone stuff, but they really tried to pound the ball. They had the quarterback run game, of course, then I understand that. But they still have a running back, that's a great player.
Yeah.
And to me, he just didn't have the ball in his hands enough. If he had the ball in his hands enough, does it change the game? I don't know. But there's a good chance that, to me, throw your best punches in that football game. And so, I mean, it's easy to come in and analyze it afterwards, but that would be the only thing I would say that could have been different. It's a great football game. Great game.
All right, let's do this. If you have a subscription to TexAgs.com, you can check out the film breakdown with Coach Turner. We're going to do that here. And if not, you'll keep on listening on TexAgs Live. All right, appreciate Coach Turner there. That was awesome stuff. All right, we're going to hit a break. When we come back, we'll just chit-chat on the other side. I don't know. We don't have anything planned in the next segment. We'll have fun. And then the fan show, guys. Right now, though, if you're looking for real peace of mind when it comes to your money, check out Aggie-owned Paragon Financial Advisors. You know Stephen McGee. He works over there. He's their QB1. They're an independent fiduciary. God, I say that so bad. Serving clients all across Texas. No sales pitches, no commissions, just honest financial planning and investment management. And what really sets them apart is the over 9 CFPs, the CFA, the CPA, all on staff. These folks take credentials seriously, and they work tirelessly to help you build a future that you can feel good about. What you need to do is go to paragon-adv.com or give them a call at 979-693-3907 to schedule your free consultation today. It is Paragon Financial Advisors. Integrity, expertise, trust. Paragon Financial Advisors.
Hey friends, David Nuño here for Prize Picks. They're back on TexAgs, prizepicks.com/TexAgs. Use the code TexAgs to get $50 once you play in $5 lineups. And Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Football season's here, basketball coming up, baseball, you name it. You go to prizepicks.com/TexAgs and start having some fun watching sports, making some money on there. And you can play Prize Picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Remember, they'll give you $50 in lineups once you play $5 lineups on Prize Picks. And they have the new thing. It's called It's Good to Be Right campaign, and they're kicking off the upcoming NFL season with their bold new campaign, It's Good to Be Right. The seasonal long push celebrates the thrills of getting it right, from the perfect prediction to winning your Prize Picks lineups. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Such a fate segment. We got like a minute and a half left before we go to the 10 o'clock hour. As a reminder, the final segment of the program brought to you by Double Dave's. That's at 10:50. But right now, caller number 12, 979-693-1150. We're going to hook you up with your choice of a dozen pepperoni rolls or a large one-topping pizza. They've been serving Aggieland since 1984 with your favorite pizza. And, of course, those world-famous pepperoni rolls. Reliable in-house delivery, bringing piping hot goodness straight to your door. Just click on doubledaves.com, and your favorites are on their way. We go to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Luke Evangelist.
I've got a text for you from Shane in South Carolina. He said,
What up, Shane?
What's up, Shane? The tape we just put out there in regards to our pass catchers will make defensive coordinators have to completely rethink just stacking the box like they've done in past seasons. I would anticipate seeing the run game show some more explosiveness in the coming games.
I agree. I was about to say 100%, but that's something you would say.
We've already said that too much.
We've said it today like 9 times, and Swope did it too.
You know, it's a good phrase when a Hall of Famer is picking up on it.
Thank you. I didn't think you would call me a Hall of Famer. That's very kind of you.
No, I meant Ryan Swope.
Oh. Anyway, I agree. I do agree. Now, here's the thing, though. Establish the run. I want us to be able to run when we want to run. And I don't care if you stack the box. And I think this team can. I think they went away from it last week. But I love having the opportunity. Okay, you're going to stack the box. Boop. Mario on the sides, right?
Right. With that sound effect?
You go,
are you in the press box every time Marcel throws it? You're like, boop.
I do. There is a sound effect followed by sometimes some words in Spanish that I can or cannot say due to FCC violations. Give me one more text or comment if you don't mind.
How about on the YouTube chat? People were talking about Noah Thomas and have to remind
I like
people
Noah
that,
Thomas.
He had no catches on Saturday.
I like Noah Thomas. I hope he does well at Georgia, but I do think he could have been, because he sometimes is absent in games. We've seen that throughout his time. He sometimes just doesn't show up for whatever reason. I think in this offense, he would have really flourished.
Yeah, I was watching Brooks Austin, the film guy, last night, and
did he break that down?
No, but it was Marcel's old tape, and it was just Noah being dominant, and it was, it would help to have that in this offense, but given the week 1 production of who you actually brought in, I'm not too concerned.
All right, Luke, thank you very much. When we come back here on TexAgs Live, we are going to chat with the fan show guys. I'm sorry, guys, but they're here. That's next on TexAgs. Mayor. Hey, we're back. TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the world famous
Fan Show. And I do appreciate you apologizing for us being on.
I do that every time. You didn't know that?
No, I heard it.
Good to see he's locked in every week.
Well, normally we're sitting out in the thing waiting. I don't hear it, but today I was running behind and I heard you.
Every time I always say, "I'm sorry, guys, we got to do it." The Fan Show.
You know what? I've had a lot of people tell me this is their favorite segment of your entire week. So thank you very much. Yeah, my mom loves your show.
By the way, the Fan Show is brought to you by PrizePicks, the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America. We're the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. It's you against the numbers. Instead of battling thousands of players, including the pros and the sharks, you pick more than or less than 2 to 6 players, stat projections, and watch the winnings roll. Go to prizepicks.com/TexAgs. Use the code TexAgs to get $50 once you play in $5 lineups. Matt Browning's right here to my right.
Morning.
Hunter Shurtleff is on my left.
Howdy.
And the other left is Roy May.
Remember we used to call it like left to right on your radio dial when you were listening to broadcast? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Aggie's moving left to right on your radio dial.
And now, do you think the kids hear that? They don't listen to the radio, do they?
What's a radio?
I will kill you.
He can. Luke Evangelist at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Will you do me a favor and start the show off with a great hard question?
Yeah, what's on your mind?
Let's let Mr. Shurtleff start it off today.
Oh, boy.
First of all, what a great Thursday through Monday, right? Great game starting Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday was wonderful, Sunday night, good game, and we had a stinker on Monday night, but it was entertaining because of the Belichick factor and all that. First of all, that was an awesome scene. Did you watch the North Carolina game, TCU? They had like, kind of like they did for George Strait here, they had the wristbands in the crowd that are synchronized and everything. Light show. It was fantastic in the Carolina blue. Anyways, so what's on my mind?
But then, for Carolina.
First of all, happy to be 1-0. I thought it was a great game. Probably exactly what I expected, right? It really did go down that way. But we have some curmudgeons out there.
Tell me more, please.
So somebody
who would that be?
Used to be around.
He who shall not be named.
He posted a tweet at X. Is it still a tweet?
Post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said Kyle Field earned his reputation as the best game day atmosphere in college football for the deafening crowd noise at critical times. Today, our game day signature is deafening electronic music for 3+ hours, except at the snap of the ball when the music stops and all goes quiet. No. No, dude. There were 107,000 fans there. 40,000 students pulled tickets. Yeah. It was loud. It was UTSA. Opponent and score matter on crowd noise, right?
Yeah.
Plus, I watched the game again, and you just go watch it, and we had moments in that game late in the third, early in the fourth, we're up by 18 points. And at the snap of the ball, it was loud. I mean, it's loud, right? Of course, it's not going to be as loud as LSU or Texas. But I'm long in the tooth here, right? Those games against North Texas and ULaw in the late 80s and 90s when I was here, and we didn't get beat at home ever. We were winning Southwest Conference championships. Hey, those games are lackluster. The third decks were, the corners were empty. The horseshoe was half full.
I remember that.
Right? Yeah. So I'm proud of our fan base, and I'm proud of the noise we make.
I didn't see that tweet, and I'm in the press box, so I can't really feel the atmosphere. We got 3 college students right here watching the show, our studio audience. Do you guys like the light show and all that stuff? Did you guys like it? They're scared to answer. They said yes.
And a good mix between like DJ and yells, right?
That student, I watched the students, so I sit in the north end zone, and I'm constantly looking to my left, the student section. And they bring it every defensive play.
Dude,
so I'm proud of them.
I've said that before. I've said that a couple of times. I think that they are, I mean, they're better than, the student section today is better than it was in our day, I think.
Yeah,
I think they bring it. I think they really do. I've said that. I think that they show up, they're loud, they stay the whole game. I mean, they've been fantastic from that standpoint.
And it's kind of like the generation of like, it's cool to not do traditions, and it's cool to they bring it. Yeah. Like my daughter generally doesn't have a voice after the game, like every week. They're loud. I'm the same. Like when I go to games, I'm always looking at the students, and they go hard, man.
But that statement that it's just about the DJ, I mean, we don't have to look very far. We can go back to late October last year, Saturday night at Kyle Field. LSU comes to town, right? That place was insane.
Yeah, that was one of the best.
My
best
daughter
game
said
days
it was
I've
the
been
first
to.
time she's ever been scared in a stadium because the deck was bouncing.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm proud of
The
them.
press
I think
box
that's-
bounces. It gets a little scary.
I think it's a hot
But-
garbage take, but
To me, what do the kids, the college kids want? What do the players want? And yes, I understand us oldies, we help pay the bills, right? I recognize that, but it's their show. And if that's what this generation's into, I'm all in.
And it's a hell of a show.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, the music was. I get it. It was different. It was definitely different. And is it my cup of tea? Me personally, no. But I don't really care. I mean, if the kids like it, I did like the fourth there at the fourth quarter when the lights went off. That part was neat. But
let's be honest, guys. You go to a concert at our age, it's a little too loud.
it's loud. I don't want.
I want to go to bed at 9.
I don't want to go to a concert
Yeah,
at my
exactly.
age at all. I didn't understand any of that music. None of that music made sense to me. I don't listen to that style of music, but the kids were into it and they were jumping
the
around.
fact that Browning used the phrase "not my cup of tea" means it's definitely not his cup of tea. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I mean, but again, did it hurt me? No, it was fine. If the kids seemed to like it, that's all that matters.
Dude, if the stadium is rocking and people are going
all
crazy,
matters.
let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah. I
hey,
don't
DJ
care.
Mike threw us a bone in between quarters with "You don't have to call me darling."
Yeah, there was a little bit a little bit in there. So
Well, it's like, look, I still love all the. I grew up in the Metallica days, right? And like, I like Slipknot. Like, I'd still go to a Slipknot concert, but like, I'm going to be in a suite. You know, like,
right.
like, you can have the mosh pit. You know, like I go to a Metallica concert, but I'm going to be back a little bit.
Yeah.
But when I was 25, I went to a Snoop concert, and I'm not going to get in that area. Like, no, I'm going to stay away.
Well, I mean, now that you've,
I got invited to a Morgan Wallen concert, and I was like, I don't really like pop music.
Okay,
so
see,
I'm out
you could
on
have
that.
called me. I would have gone with you. We would have had a blast.
I wouldn't have gone because
No,
I
we
don't like
could've
pop
gone.
music.
It's not. It's
There's
really
nothing
good
country
country.
about that, dude. Sorry. All right.
I hate people. Hey, Roy May, what's on your mind?
Actually, a handful of things. First of all, the irony that this is the fan show, and there's a picture of empty Kyle Field with no fans for us. So.
Well, it's a live look actually right now. That's what that's the part you didn't understand. They're moving really slow.
I was going to say he's moving a little slow.
Yeah, it's a live look.
Second thing on my mind, fiduciary.
I can't.
Fiduciary.
I have to say it like a white person, which I am. Fiduciary.
Third thing on my mind, man, we're just in it,
everybody got
right?
uncomfortable there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know where that was going.
Now we're in it, man. We're in it. If soccer, volleyball, football, we got a full weekend of college football we got to watch, and it's probably my favorite weekend because we get the Sunday and the Monday games too, because there's no NFL to butt up against. So you get like just 5 days of let's go kind of stuff. The backdoor cover was disappointing for certain reasons. I mean, you never want to give up points, but like that backdoor cover just sucked. I'm a little unhappy about that.
But you're not the only one on this show today that has mentioned that.
Yeah. But, and I think I'll echo your statement, Hunter, in the sense that I think we got what we kind of expected out of the game minus. I mean, I thought A&M would cover. That was kind of the one thing that didn't.
Yeah.
There were some things that have been just beaten to death on this show all week. This is already Thursday, so I'm not going to get into kind of some specific things. But stuff to clean up, right? Stuff we liked. Thought Marcel was really good. But, yeah, I'm excited. We've got another tune-up. Notre Dame's got 2 weeks to prepare for us, so I don't know if that's good or bad. But I mean, maybe we can kind of talk about that at some point. I don't know. But I'm just happy to be back in football season, man. It's the best time of the year.
It is. Mr. Browning, what's on your mind, sir?
Hey, how is everyone?
Good to see you, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, so on my mind, obviously, is we've covered some of the but the actual football itself was we talked all off season. We had a lot of talking. We did a lot of talking. Now we've actually seen the product, and the two biggest question marks we've talked about all off season was wide receivers and D-line. And I think the wide receivers answered some big questions and looked amazing. I mean, looked amazing. I think you're right when y'all were talking about Noah a little bit ago. Boy, if we had just had him too with those guys, it would be pretty sick. But I think that they looked fantastic. I mean, to have Concepcion and Carver come in and play as well as they did, and then everyone's still just raving about Bethel Roman and those and so we've got some dudes there. I mean, we've got some dudes like the guys that get separation. They're fast enough to get separation. We haven't had those kind of guys since really, honestly, the last one I can remember that looked like these guys, that looked like this, was Christian Kirk.
Yep.
He was the last one that could just get into a route and break away and get open and outrun other guys, right? Our guys are always making contested catches, it seemed like. Now, I mean, these guys are open.
They were open.
Which is nice. And so
it was always either one or the other.
Yeah. And so so receivers look great. I think the other big question mark was D-line. I think we still have some questions there.
Yep.
I think we come out of this week with still some concern, and I think rightfully so. I don't think there's, but it's like you said, there's some stuff that needs to be cleaned up and everything. And after that big run at the beginning of the third quarter, after that defense shut them down.
Well,
shut them down until you said trash time touchdown.
Let's go to that moment, okay? When it's 21-17, what's everyone thinking? Roy, you start us off.
A busted play, and you talk about, we still have questions on the D-line. I think we have questions on the run defense from the secondary. I think there's some legitimate issues there. And so it's not just on the D-line per se. I think Coach Turner broke it down really well. But at that point, 21-17, I was like, kind of big bust plays. It's the one thing we were talking about we didn't want to see. Like, don't want to give up big plays, and we want to make big plays. We made big plays, but then we gave up that stupid, massive run. But it's just, I'm so bullish on this team that even at that point, I was like, I'm really not concerned. A 75-yard run coming out, like those weird things happen. Those anomalies right out of the locker room happen, and I wasn't concerned.
I was concerned.
I was.
Because these explosive plays are a problem until they're not, right? It was an issue last year, right? I mean, you can't say, well, take away Jeremiah Love's and the other running backs' big plays out of Notre Dame game. I mean, you can go through the season, right? So it's a problem until it's not. At that point, let's think about what happened. He busts the 75-yard run. We get the ball back. We throw a swing pass right out to the left. For a moment there, it appeared it may have been behind a backwards pass.
Mm-hmm.
They recover, and I was like, oh,
what in the world?
That was about to be trouble.
Yeah.
And we end up punting there. So I was still nervous. I was like, let's not make this a game, right? This is.
Well, yeah. If I'd known what was going to follow on, I would have been a little more concerned.
Yeah.
But a broken run out of halftime, I was still. I had confidence that we were going to move the ball. I had the confidence we were going to score. If I'd known the next couple of plays were going to occur, I'd maybe a little more pucker factor.
But here's I like that we stay with our game plan. Marcel was making decisions on the RPOs and staying with the passing game when they were showing looks. And he did, because what I thought was going to happen, it was just going to be the Marcel show. He was going to try to use his legs and get us out of this hole. He didn't have to do that.
Right.
I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it looked to me like he took what the defense gave him. I mean, you get there that look, and if they're stacking, which they tried to do, they tried to stack the box, it seemed like. And so, we didn't see a lot of running game. I think Coach Turner was talking about no counters, none of that. We were very vanilla in the running game, so, we're not showing a whole lot there. And let him go out and throw the ball a little bit. Yeah. And let's work on that passing game, which was a big question mark. And let's show off with the new receivers and show off what Marcel, the progression that he needs, the step he needs to take, from last year to this year to be a winning football team. So.
All right, so let's go with things we liked and things we didn't. Give me 2 or 3 things you liked, 2 or 3 things you didn't like, Matt.
Well, the things I just touched on. I love the receivers. I thought the receivers looked great. It looks like a very different receiving core than what we've had in the past. What I didn't like was, again, I can't say our running game. I don't want to say anything because, again, like I said, I think that's just how that game played out. I don't think we're going to have any trouble in the running game.
But you're going to monitor the situation.
Well, I'll keep eyes on it.
Yeah.
I'll do my part. I'll do my part and keep an eye on it. And,
find anything you can complain about.
Yeah, just say something I can. No, a running game I'm not worried about. I think, like I said, they stacked the box. We threw the ball like we needed to. But I think our biggest concern is our run defense. The pass defense, I'll say this, the corners look like the corners and secondary in the pass game look good. I mean, they have a good quarterback. They have a quarterback that could be playing in a lot of different places. He stays there because Jeff Traylor's was Randy and all them's high school coach, I think. So he's loyal to the coach, but that kid could play at a lot of bigger schools.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
He's not just a UTSA quarterback. He's a big time quarterback.
What'd you not like?
The run defense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What'd you? I liked that Reuben Owens got one off.
Yeah.
Right? That was good to see him bust a run because it's been
healthy.
a while.
Yeah.
And he had some shake and bake in there, coming through the line to get to that point. And I liked Marcel's keeper, where he busted one, and Ruben making a big block there. So I like that. This is minor. Didn't like. So when we get the garbage time, and we got our backup quarterback in there, gets a completion, and then he's should have had another one right there. Right, hits the guy in the hands. Could have had the first down. Kind of and let him play a little bit. Right, O'Neal was getting a chance to pass the ball.
Yeah.
So pretty minor, but selfish.
We need O'Neal to play this weekend.
Yeah.
You never know how the season plays out, right? You got to have
Give him some
experience.
reps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roy?
What I liked was a punt return for a touchdown, man.
Oh, that was so good.
Kick returns, there's nothing that energizes a crowd like a kick return, right? And seeing E.J. Smith doing Superman down at the end, like this. And I saw a bunch of different clips and breakdowns from different folks kind of around the nation just talking about, and it was on TexAgs on the board too, just talking about the culture here, and not just this play, but looking at our wide receivers blocking out on the edge and like truly engaging in like blocking for runs and for screens. So I think you see the culture shift. What I didn't like, obviously, was the big play. Now it was a breakdown, and it was a breakdown all three levels. Pass defense was great, but run defense is, again, we got to monitor it.
All right.
Hey, EJ did look like Bobby Boucher on that punt return. He didn't get enough credit. He threw like three key blocks on that thing.
I interviewed him on Tuesday, I believe it was. What a great young man. I really enjoyed talking to him. That was fun. We'll hit a break. We'll come back with more. I do want to say this programming update. This show will move to 3 hours on the CW. We've only done 2 hours on the CW here in town for the last, I don't know, however, 10 years. We're moving the third hour because the people demanded it. And KBTX said, we're going to do it.
Yeah, they want to.
That's fantastic because I literally, like, when I'm at home, I have it on the TV, and then as soon as I hear the Judge show come on, I'm like, oh, crap, I got to turn over to YouTube.
No, we took over the Judge.
Let's go.
Yeah, so no judging of that show, but apparently we're going to do better. All right, we'll hit a break. We'll come back with more. Right now, a moment for Caldwell Country Chevrolet. Highway 21 in Caldwell, online at caldwellcountrychevrolet.com. There's car buying, and then there's car buying at Caldwell Country Chevrolet. They have a very strong, committed sales staff that bring decades of experience to the table with one goal: complete customer satisfaction. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're trying to find an SUV, they're going to help you. If you're trying to find a truck, they're going to help you. Those Silverado prices are great. They don't just make sales, they build relationships when you go to Caldwell Country Chevrolet. And that's part of the reason they offer the complimentary pickup and delivery for all of their service customers, because they know that your time is valuable. Caldwell Country Chevrolet's promise is simple. They're going to treat every customer like family, and family deserves the best, including that free oil change for life of the life of your purchase. It's about a 15-minute drive, the edge of Bryan to the beginnings of Caldwell. Short conversation away, but you'll see the difference when you step on the lot and you do business with the great people at Caldwell Country Chevrolet. Highway 21 in Caldwell, online, caldwellcountrychevrolet.com. I wish I had Olin here for it because he loves energy drinks. Catalyst Citrus Spark. This is one of the new flavors out there. Whether you're grinding through workouts, cramming for a test, or closing in on a deal, or getting ready for TexAgs Live, you never know, right? Fast becoming the go-to fuel for Aggies everywhere. Zero sugar, I'm all in for that. Or synthetic sweeteners, no artificial colors or flavors. Catalyst delivers clean, high-performance energy with smooth, crisp taste that is never syrupy, designed for both health and hustle. You want to get going, you use this Catalyst right here. It's about pure energy and pure results. And what sets them apart? Packed with premium nootropics blended to boost focus, clarity, and mental stamina. I need this. I'm in, guys. I'm in. Plus, with plant-based caffeine, vitamin B12, B6, Catalyst supports metabolism and energy production, making it more than a drink. It's your lifestyle training partner. Built for competitors on the field, Catalyst fuels strength, focus, and pure results. Buy now at drinkcatalyst.com. That is drinkcatalyst.com. Train harder, think sharper, pure results. It's Catalyst. And we're back here on the Fan Show, presented by Prize Picks on TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. Okay, guys, let's super read into things, okay?
Yes. Let's overanalyze.
Overanalyze. What will a big win mean this weekend? I'm talking 50-10. Roy. That kind of win.
I don't know that it's necessarily the score win, but again, we're talking about what we want to see. So, I mean, if you're at 50-10, then more than likely you don't give up a lot. Utah State, I think we can all agree, is not UTSA, which is a statement in and of itself, I guess. Yeah, I want to see a 50-10. I want to, I'd like to see them not score a lot of points. If they're garbage time, I don't mind those points unless, there are financial repercussions. To me, it's how it looks, right? It's not just the score, but 50-10 would tell me that more than likely we kept things under wrap. And again, I'm going to harp on this until we don't see it. Like big plays, like no big play, no busted runs.
Yeah, I think it means a lot for the confidence of the team, and I expect a big win on this. So I peeked at the UTEP Utah State no huddle. I think they're going to have a tough time with both our lines. Just based on what I watched from UTEP. But I like Utah State's quarterback. I like the running back. I mean, those guys can make plays. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge, but it's good for us. And you kind of mentioned a minute ago with Notre Dame with the week off. I mean, I think this is advantageous for Texas A&M to have this week, right? You knocked the dust off last week. You got to work on some things. So I think it's better for us that we're playing.
Talking about Utah State lines, it's like the old saying we used to use for Army football. We may be small, but at least we're slow.
I like that.
Yeah. So for me, it's just let's get some reps for some of the other guys too. Some of the guys game time reps for the backups. Like you said, it's a long season. It's SEC grind. You never know what's going to happen, and so getting reps for guys like Miles O'Neill or for some of those backup offensive linemen,
running backs,
Jermaine Morrow, get him some looks, right?
Yeah, let's get those guys in and get them some playing time because again, once the SEC hits, that doesn't happen. So these are the games where you want to get these guys some game reps.
Hunter, what about a close win? Let's go back to last year. Bowling Green, 26-20, right? That game was a little closer than we expected at the end. What will a close one make you believe or think?
Then if it's close, I still think we're going to have some defensive holes. That'll make me nervous, right?
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, this is not a team that is going to keep it close. So that I would be stressed out, yeah, especially leading into the Notre Dame game.
Roy?
If it's close, I'm going to throw things. Look, again, UTSA is a better opponent than a lot of people give them credit for, right? At least offensively. Utah State really doesn't. It's the facts. They don't bring a lot to the table on either side of the ball. Again, quarterback, running back, but you got to have the lines to back it up. UTSA's offense was good, not just a good quarterback. If this one's close, I'm gonna be flipping tables, man.
If it's close, I'm just going to think we're not a very good football team. It's that simple.
If it's close, please don't bring Browning on next week.
If it's close, please bring me on.
If you complain about the hairspray on the table again, you're going to have some problems.
I'm done talking about the hairspray. So, I would just think that we're not a very good football team. I mean, this is the kind of game you're supposed to blow these guys out.
The only concern is this kind of a look-ahead week, right? That hey, man, our players are human. They see the opponent, they see the film, and they know who's next week. You hope 11:45 kick. You hope all those things. Probably a lesser crowd. You hope all those things don't add up to a subpar performance.
I think the crowd will be. I think the crowd will absolutely stack out again, though. I really do, because knowing that we're gonna have a month without football, at Kyle Field, knowing that next week's an away game, like the weather was nice this morning, that's gonna factor in the nice weather. And I know it's an early kick, but at least it's not 11, it's 11:45. So
you guys going early game? Party the
those
night
heads
before?
better be going north and south. You're absolutely going to the
This
football
is
game.
the quietest studio audience.
It really is.
They're at church.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
Actually, my kids talk more at church than these guys
Preach,
do.
brother Nuño.
A&M consolidated. The game, if they were playing Utah State, should be closer than our game with them. So I don't care if it's a look-ahead week or not. We should dominate this team. If we want to accomplish what we want to accomplish this year, if our goal is to make the playoffs and win a national championship, we need to dominate teams like this. I'm sorry, it just needs to happen.
Utah State would beat A&M Consolidated 150-0.
Okay, look, the point was,
you know what though?
Analogy,
but the line would be like 149.5, and Consol would get a trash touchdown, and I would have called him to cover.
If Consol even got a first down, I would be surprised.
Consol's pretty good, so leave them alone.
All right, and let's give me offensive and defensive players of the game, your predictions, and you go first, Ronnie.
Offensive player of the game. Boy, he caught me. Marcel.
Okay.
I mean, that one's pretty easy.
Another 4 touchdown performance?
Again, I don't see us running. I mean, I think that they're going to try to throw the ball a little bit. Throw the ball, get opportunities to throw the ball. We're going to have lots of opportunities to run.
Yeah.
I mean, I would normally say it to be somebody like Le'Veon or somebody like that, but why wear him out in this game? Keep your stable of running backs going. This is
8
a game
to 10 carries for Le'Veon is what I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, what he had 3 last week?
Yeah.
3. I mean, Ruben had 5. He had 8 carries between your 2 stud running backs. I mean, so I think we'll probably see a little bit more of that this week. So I don't see them, but I mean, heck, it could be someone like Concepcion,
KCC,
or something like that. But I'd say it's going to be Marcel.
Hunter.
I'm going to go with one of the tight ends, and I'm just going to choose one. So I'm going to go Niblack.
Okay.
Because they got a lot of looks last week, and he was actually in on a lot of plays. He only got one pass to him, but he looked natural. So I'm going to go with a tight end. But quickly on Le'Veon, early in that game last week, first quarter, he caught a little short pass and then stumbled, right? Got the turf monster, and he kind of half limped off a little bit. And then we didn't see him for like a whole nother quarter, and I was stressing out. My neighbor, I was like, man, where's Le'Veon? I was looking for the green shoes on the sideline. I was stressing out.
I'll go kind of random because this is the kind of game where I think there's going to be, some distance on the scoreboard between us and them. I'll go Amari Daniels because I think he is going to have a lot of carries. I think we're going to beat him down. I think we are going to run the ball a lot. I think we want to give different looks than what we had because UTSA stacking the box is different than Utah State stacking the box. I think we are going to run. I think he's going to rack up a lot of second half yards. Like I could see Amari going for like 150 and 2 touchdowns. So just kind of random, I'll pick Amari. And then on the defensive side, I'll take Cassius Howell. He needs to get off the schneid a little bit and get home and really kind of wreck some shop.
All right, instead of break, we'll play the Prize Picks game on the other side. Attention business owners, your commercial insurance needs need to have specialized attention, and that's what the Rollo Insurance Group does so well. They have comprehensive consultation for businesses of all sizes with particular expertise in family-owned operations. Their independent agents provide an objective guidance on liability, property, workers' comp, and specialized coverage. Every business faces these unique risks from industry-specific liabilities to location-based hazards, and Rollo's business specialists take time to understand your operation's specific vulnerabilities and your growth plan. As your business evolves, let Rollo agents become your valuable resource for risk management advice beyond just your insurance policies. Find your dedicated insurance partner at rolloinsurance.com/TexAgs. That is rolloinsurance.com/TexAgs. Or call them up, 888-44-ROLLO. That's 888-44-ROLLO. It is Rollo Insurance. All right, we're talking about Burlebo, the heart of Texas, more than an outdoor lifestyle brand. It's products created with you in mind. Currently, I'm wearing the performance polo, the Texas maroon and gray. If you look into it, you've got the state of Texas in gray, and you also got it in maroon. It's one of their highest, most popular sales that they have there. It is really nice. Comfort and versatility. You can wear it in any situation. Quick drying, fits the size. But Burlebo, they're rooted in tradition, fueled by passion for the outdoors, designs high-quality apparel that works just as hard as you do. So whether you're hitting a workout, enjoying a day of fishing, or cheering on your favorite college team, their gear is made for the athlete, the outdoorsman, and the everyday adventure. And it's really nice. I wore this one to church the other day. People talked about it. Really, my kids were like, yeah, Dad, you look pretty good today. From athletic shorts to your favorite go-to tees and performance hoodies, they have everything you want. Check out burlebo.com and find your new favorite gear. It's Burlebo for the athlete, for the outdoors, and for the family.
He was in college. He was officer of the day at the game.
Hey, we're on the air. Nobody cares. We're just having a conversation like nothing.
When we were talking about,
We're talking about the 1990 Holiday Bowl, baby.
which was still one of the greatest. I mean, that was one of the best. If you go and just watch the highlight portion of that, that was awesome. Because we were talking about the best quarterbacks ever.
I'd like to see that score this weekend.
Well, I'd like to see what Tyrion Lannister there at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center, Luke Evangelist, who made fun of 1990s videos on YouTube. Can we play the Price Picks game?
They were just practically begging me to search up these highlights, and I just told them, look, I don't watch anything with less than 86 pixels on it, and so I don't. And I pulled up the highlights, and sure enough, it's as if you can't even see anything.
So your school's history means nothing to you, huh?
He's a right now guy.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, hey, there's some stuff on there that'll make you proud. I promise you. So knowing the history is important. So
I know my history. Kellen Mond.
Oh my God.
Jonathan Cypress is sending a text in 3,
2, 1.
He's already said one about one of you guys, I think. All right, let's go. Let's get to it. Let's play the Price Picks game.
We're going to start with Bryce Underwood, Michigan against Oklahoma, more than or less than 191.5 passing yards.
Passing?
Less.
Yeah.
Less than.
Yeah, I'm going less.
I'm going to go
Brent
more.
Venables, a freshman quarterback, he's going to blitz the living out of him. Why don't you like my sound effects? Why do you get embarrassed by it? Like you look like one of my kids.
No, it's it's as if like you're at Disney World with like your parent and they do something really embarrassing. That's how I feel when you do a sound effect.
Wait, where is that game? Is it in
It's
Norman?
at Oklahoma.
It's in Norman.
Game day.
Oh, yeah. I'm probably going to go less than.
I like the more.
I love when you go opposite of me because I'm the best at this game, except for Roy.
Staying in that game, we've got John Mateer, more than or less than 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Oh, more than times 5.
I'm sticking with Nuño. I'm going
Okay, I'm
more
not,
than.
not 5 touchdowns, but more.
I'm actually going more as well.
What? I thought you were doing opposite.
No,
man.
I'm not. I'm actually calling it the way I see it. Okay?
Strategically opposite.
Oh, you are not.
Yeah, I am. I think he's going to.
Liar, liar, pants on
he's gonna have
fire,
more.
nose as long as a telephone wire.
I haven't heard
That's
that
a new
rendition.
verse.
That's
You haven't heard that one?
No, I like that.
That verse was from the 1990s. Of course, I didn't know about it. Moving on, we've got.
So's your haircut. What's up?
The Golden
Actually,
Girl
actually,
himself.
1980s.
Golden girl.
You got 80s haircut, but you had
Blanche
18
Dubois.
pixels.
All right, we've got Sawyer Robertson, the quarterback for Baylor against SMU, more than or less than 279.5 passing yards.
Less than.
He had nearly 400 last game.
Oh, now you're making
Really?
me want.
Yeah, I'm going to take
SMU.
Yeah, I'll take more than.
Okay, I'm changing more than.
I'm going less than. I'm going less than. SMU's not bad.
More.
You know nothing about SMU.
He just knows they made the playoffs.
Name a player on that team other than Spencer Jennings, the quarterback.
I don't know what you're talking
There
about.
we go.
His name is not Spencer Jennings.
Eric Dickerson?
Is that Kevin Jennings?
Kevin Jennings, my
Craig
bad.
James?
Spencer Jennings is different guy. Arch Manning, more than or less than 268.5 passing
Who
yards.
are they playing?
San Jose
San
State.
Jose State.
Oh.
He's gonna throw it.
Said 268?
Yeah, it's more than.
I gotta go more because I think they are going to. He
San Jose
just
State's
had a bad game.
bad
They kept the
football
training
team.
wheels on. They're going to unleash him this week. So I'm
Unleash
guessing they're
the
just going to
beast.
make him throw
I'm gonna-
5-yard out routes
Until I
all
see
day.
it, I'm going less than. I think this is going to be the Wisner C.J. Baxter show this week.
Yeah, I'm with my homie over here. I'm going less than. It was some of it is out of spite, but the other part is if you unleash him, his mechanics still suck.
Yeah, but
And they should get up. They should get up on San Jose State to where he may not be playing a whole lot in the second half.
Yeah,
so I'm going less than.
I'm going to say more just because I think he's going to throw these little 5-yard routes, and these receivers are there.
Turn them into 80.
They're going to turn them into 80-yard
That's
runs.
the 11 a.m. kick, by the way.
Yeah.
Going to be about 74 people in DKKAR.
Maybe 73. Justice Haynes, the running back from Michigan against Oklahoma, more than or less than 68.5 rushing yards.
Less.
More.
Less.
A little less.
Moving on, we've got Miller Moss, the quarterback of Louisville. They're playing James Madison. That should be a good one.
Miller Moss.
Jimmy Mad.
More than or less than 251.5 passing yards.
More.
More.
Man, I don't know anything about Louisville.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
All right,
I'm going more.
Louisville's good.
I'll go more than Luke.
Louisville is good, and James Madison is James Madison.
Yeah.
Miller Moss threw 2 picks last week, believe it or not. Interesting. I don't know why it is. I just like to say it. Go ahead.
How about another quarterback you may not know a lot about? Mark Gronowski from Iowa against Iowa State, more than or less than 136.5 passing yards. And let me just say he had 44 against Albany last week.
I mean, I was going to say less before he even said that.
I was going to say less because when it's
Iowa,
Iowa State, it's generally, if you say passing, I'm probably going to go less, and you don't have to tell me the name or the year.
It's pretty funny that on Prize Picks, some of the most popular plays from that game are the kicking points.
How many yards you said was the point at?
136.
136.
Yeah, I'm going less than.
I'm going more than, just because Avery Johnson actually passed effectively against Iowa State. So even though Iowa's offense,
this is going to be like a 9-6 us Nebraska game back in the day, but it's not going to be as exciting. Like,
I doubt Luke's seen the highlights of that.
Yeah, that one was actually in HD.
That was in 2010. He
was that the Ndamukong Suh game?
You know,
yeah,
Oh, wow.
I've seen that.
You were alive. That's why.
I was alive.
I'll go less.
Have you ever seen videos of like Babe Ruth?
I mean, like on YouTube, sure.
Okay, just making sure you know history.
In what other medium would you be consuming these videos?
Twitter.
You're like, did you go to the movie theater and watch a Babe Ruth movie? Like, what are you talking about?
Did they do
John
that?
Goodman?
And then finally, we've got Jordan Ball, the running back from Florida against the USF, more than or less than 74.5 rushing yards.
More. Is it in the swamp?
Let me check.
don't they have a stable? Or is he the main guy for Florida?
I think
It's
he's their main guy at Florida.
It's in Gainesville.
Of course, they're not going to play that.
What's the number again?
74.5. He had 104 last week against Long Island.
Jaden Ball will rush for more.
I'm going more than.
Yeah, I'll go more.
SEC.
All right, that's all I got for you.
Wow, we actually went through these pretty quick.
Yeah, you did.
Did you say the records on the air?
Yep. Oh, not on the air. So last week, David, you're in second place at 4-2. Matt Browning and Hunter Shurtleff both went 3-3, and Roy May is leading the pack at 5-1.
It's like the SEC, right? 1 through 10, you can win it.
Look, I've got time to turn this around. I wouldn't be concerned about
Hey, on my
record.
actual prize picks last week, Marcel Reed was like 305 total offense. I went more than. And I paired him with Lenore Sellers and like a 189 passing. Sweated it out till the end, but got more than.
Yeah.
So parlay.
$5 to win 15, huh? Or was it more?
It was a $10.
Oh, he's rolling it.
He's rolling
it.
I spread these out because I had another one I lost. So
these are the kind of bets that come from a man that has his initials on his shirt.
Yeah, that's attorney money right there. That's attorney money.
Hey,
dun.
You can't go overdo it on prize picks just for fun.
All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we're going to check in with Buppy, who's out in the lobby, right?
Yep,
And we
Buppy's
got some
catering.
food.
I'm ready for a nap if I don't make it to the next segment.
Oh,
Just
you weren't
know
even eating throughout
It's
the show.
the food coma from the food they've got out there was unbelievable.
Maybe when you fall asleep, you can fall asleep to some Texas A&M highlights from the 90s. You can do that for us, okay? All right, we'll hit a break. We'll come back with more. It's TexAgs Live. And we're back. TexAgs Live. We are presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We are in the Rollo Insurance Studio. I believe we're going to have a live look in the lobby because we got Buppy's Catering there, but I don't know if they're ready for it because that camera's making me dizzy. Whoever's
Luke
doing
Evangelist is the worst cameraman on the face of the planet.
I don't know if it's Luke this time. It might be Alex Schoonover, but let's get a live look at what's happening. I think, are we allowed to, Nick? We're good? Let's get a live look at the Buppy's Catering that catered our lunch today. Look at that. Looks like a little Italian spread today.
Lasagna.
That's all Luke who ate that.
Little chicken parm.
Okay, I'm a big fan of the parm. Okay. What else we got in there? Luke, are you there, buddy?
Did Nick unmute me?
Alfredo.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, yeah. We've got some.
David, you're not
got some
gonna eat any of
fettuccine
that stuff.
Alfredo.
Let's listen to Luke. What's that?
We've got some beef lasagna. We've got some bread. We've got some veggies. We've got some salad. Hey, check out the cannolis. I already had one. They were unbelievable. Absolutely incredible. And we've got Mr. Buppy here. Mr. Buppy, what is your favorite from this incredible spread?
I would definitely have to go with the chicken parm.
I had that. I did, by the way, full disclaimer, I've tasted everything already. Chicken parm was 1B for me. 1A was the fettuccine Alfredo. You got to try that from Buppy's Catering. Now let's talk about the game real quick. What would you say, what did you think about the win against UTSA?
I thought it was a great win for the start of the season, but anytime we can watch the Aggies win a game is a great start. So, but I'm encouraged under Coach Elko, anything's possible under Coach Elko's leadership.
100%. I agree with that. And if you're in the lobby at TexAgs today, you can try this Buppy's Catering food. And if not, what website should they check out?
Buppy'sCatering.com. www.Buppy'sCatering.com.
There you go. A great sponsor of TexAgs. Always great to have them here in the office.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Luke. Executive decision. Next time we have a photographer shooting the video of the food, do not shoot directly into the sunlight. It looks like they were underwater there, but good times.
I'm just glad to see the Luke dressed for the occasion.
Plus, it was like a horror film, where the camera's always moving.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the name of that movie?
Blair Witch Project.
All right, guys. What games are you interested in this weekend? Are you familiar with some of the games? Illinois Duke, I think, is an interesting one. Throw you some other ones.
I think the OU.
Yeah, OU Michigan. You got Baylor SMU, Iowa State. There's some sneaky good games out there.
I think Michigan OU actually might tell us something. I know that's kind of crazy to talk, like thinking about how Michigan was last year, but
what about Oklahoma?
There's so much hype around John Mateer. Okay.
I'm one of the ones that kind of believes it, though, and I know they didn't play anybody last week, but I just watch his presence as a quarterback and the way he reads.
I'm not. Yeah. So it's not that I'm sitting here doubting it, but like I want to see it. I want to see it against a bigger opponent. I want to see it continue. So OU is a question mark for me this year, and I think a ton of people are on the OU bandwagon or the Sooner schooner, as long as it doesn't tip over. I think it's very specifically been because of John Mateer. And so I want to see them play an opponent.
And they got the receivers back. I didn't know Mateer had legs, but watching the highlights,
he can run.
Yeah, he can scoot. So that's a problem.
Is Ole Miss and Kentucky the only SEC matchup this weekend?
And by the way,
Zach
Kentucky
Calzada.
He threw for 86 yards last week.
He did not look good. Yeah,
but they did beat Ole Miss last year, and that's why Ole Miss is not in the playoffs. That loss cost them.
Yeah, you know what? We should be QBU. Right, Calzada, Haynes King, Wegman,
Max Johnson,
all out playing for somebody else right now. So at least they got starters all over the place.
QB transfer you. I don't think we're going to put that on a shirt.
I'm somewhat interested in Arizona State at Mississippi
State at night. Mississippi State's rocking the black Unis this week.
That game last year was close.
Yeah,
it's hard to play at Mississippi State, regardless of how we know
it's miserable to be there.
Yeah. Cowbells, the atmosphere, for some reason, especially early on, they're good.
And I like Levy watching the Any Given Saturday documentary on the SEC. I like that guy.
Is there a less attractive SEC venue to travel to than Mississippi State? Like when I look at this, every time I look at the slate, I'm like, these are the games because I always try to go visit one. Mississippi State is the lowest one on my list.
Have you not been to any part of the state of Missouri?
I think I'd rather go watch a game at Missouri than Mississippi State.
You are completely wrong. It's like a high school stadium.
The stadium is a high school stadium.
I like it. I enjoyed the whole Missouri experience.
I hated it.
I mean, I just don't want to go hear those cowbells for 3 hours.
If there were no cowbells, you would think completely differently, though.
I probably would. It's the Cowbells that make me not want to go.
What's the best destination in the SEC?
Auburn.
Athens.
I haven't been to
Athens.
I've been to Athens. I really enjoyed Florida.
I got a
Florida
hose.
was cool.
Oh, I love Gainesville.
Man,
Yeah.
we got when I was both my years as Yeller, we got a hose on our East. When we had the East Division, our rotation. We got Missouri both friggin' years.
Yeah.
I would like. Now I haven't been since the '90s, but LSU. I remember that was pretty cool, and of course that's an interesting atmosphere. But
It's
the
an
ones
awful
I've been to,
atmosphere, but it's great.
So I've been to Ole Miss, I've been to Florida, I've been to Georgia, I've been to Bama, I'm going to Notre Dame. That'll be fun. But I think of those, stadium-wise, I think Florida was probably the best.
Let me ask you three this question. All right. You saw Texas play, you saw Notre Dame play, you saw LSU play. Did your perception of those three road games change based on what you saw week one? Roy?
I think it definitely changed for Texas because I think there is a legitimate issue with Arch Manning. I'm not saying an injury. I'm saying his mechanics suck, and the moment's too big for him. And I get that he
made some quality throws at the end, though. He did.
Yeah, and he made some trash throws.
He
and
did do that as well.
Well, and it's not just, it weren't necessarily poor decisions, they were late decisions. And we talked about this last year here. Late decisions, right? Late decisions are just as bad as bad decisions. So, yeah, Texas a little bit. I think Ohio State's good, but I don't think they're last year's Ohio State. So a little bit of change perception. Notre Dame, I don't know, man. I think Miami's really good, and Notre Dame just abandoned the run. I think Notre Dame could have won that game. LSU's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I hate to say that, but yeah.
I don't trust LSU yet mainly because I don't trust Clemson. But that was a great game. Certainly they've improved. So that's, yeah. I think Notre Dame, I don't know what they are yet, but I thought they looked good still. I mean, heck, they came back and tied that game late.
Yeah. That was a gutsy drive, too.
My perception changed mainly with LSU. I think LSU
is better than you thought.
I think they're going to be. I really think that they are a contender for the SEC championship.
I still think the issue is, though, like you said, like with LSU, which Garrett Nussmeier are you going to get? Again, we've seen great Garrett and we've seen awful. So LSU is going to ride on his shoulders this year, straight up.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Your mic's not on.
My perception of Ryan Brauninger changed. He just pulled a prank on me and is not owning up to it. As I was doing the live spot, the moment we finished, he on the second deck poured water on me like my back is wet.
That's fantastic.
Oh, that's a good one.
And he's not owning up to it.
Way to go, Bronny.
Anyways, besides the point.
Well, then my perception of Bronny, which was always already good, has absolutely improved.
He's like, what? I was working. What are you talking about? He just pranked me.
Is it possible with somebody else?
No.
Is it possible with
There's
Brandon
nobody else
Jones
that
or
could
Josh Olsey? Is it possible?
Maybe Richard. I don't think he would do that.
Interesting. That's actually not. Thank you very much, Luke. Appreciate it. Sometimes people just say things to say it, and then you realize, I don't really care. Like, how you doing? Care. Gentlemen, thank you.
You don't care that there's a serial prankster in the office?
He's still talking. Billy Lucci, the final countdown. All that jazz tomorrow. SEC Mike. We'll see you then.